If you play one Rebel, you play us all.
House, your Vestavia Rebels, and the Road Whites for the first time this year, unbeaten in town to take on the Hewitt Trussville Huskies, also unbeaten in a big game with playoff implications on the line. Jim Dunaway, Chad Pilcher, ready to talk Rebel football leading up to kickoff tonight, game number 3 of the season. And Chad, let's set the stage here. These are not officially rivals historically, but it's turned into an important game here locally, not just in the standings, but also both of these very proud communities that love their football.
This is a huge game. It's probably the biggest game in the state tonight in high school football. Number 4, Hewitt Trussville versus number 5, Vestavia Hills. It's two teams that have come into this ball game playing incredibly well in the first 2 weeks. Vestavia 2-0 after beating Auburn 42-14 last week. Hewitt Trussville 2-0 after beating Gadsden City 56-7. And so this game really, not only is it two top 5 teams colliding on the football field, it's two teams looking to get that first region win that's so important.
Yep. That gives us a chance now to join with the fine folks of the Husky Band to honor America with our national anthem. So let's listen in. Great job with the national anthem there on a beautiful night for football, Chad. Let's talk about a couple of stars on this team that helped us last week get the win over Auburn.
Yeah, it was a huge night for the Rebels. Put up over 400 yards once again, and Charlie Taff at the quarterback position once again led the way. 15 of 20 through the air, 233 yards. You see the touchdown pass. He also added 96 yards on the ground. He's been such a force in this Vestavia offense, and as he goes, so goes the offense. And then look at Carson Purdy, who also had a nice night coming in. Noah Boylan was injured, had an ankle injury, went out. Purdy came in, had 2 rushing touchdowns in the game that were huge for the Rebels.
So Boylan's a great place to talk here. Banged up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if we see him tonight, how much he's able to go if he's needed tonight. That's something to keep an eye on to see if number 2 can contribute something.
And that's a position where Vestavia already did not have a lot of depth. And so they're going to be looking. The last we heard is he was going to try to go, but it's going to be dependent on the situation. Purdy is likely to start in the ball game, and then Boylan will fill in if he can, as he can. And this is a Vestavia team that's really looking not only to get that first region win, but to avenge a loss from last year. And you never like to focus on what's happened in the past, but last year in week 3, Hewitt Trussville came to Vestavia, pulled out an 18-14 victory, and that's a game where Hewitt scored 2 touchdowns. In the last 6 minutes of that game, they put up 139 of their 254 total yards in that same time period on those last 2 drives. Jacob Serena had a touchdown catch with 20 seconds left to put the Huskies on top. So this is one of those games that just hurt the Rebels last year.
So close to a victory last year. Let's meet the starting lineup tonight for the Vestavia Rebels. Let them introduce themselves as we get ready for game 3 tonight.
Rush Harper, defensive end.
Haynes Bridges, nose guard. Josh Arundel, defensive line. Paxton Nussery, defensive line.
Gary Allen, linebacker.
Nick Williams, linebacker. Daniel Richardson, linebacker. Parker Simpson, cornerback.
Layton Osborne, corner.
Owen Wilbanks, safety. Walker Hogue, safety.
Copeland Styles, offensive line.
Jackson Deal, offensive line.
Caleb Boylan, offensive line.
Will Guathany, offensive line.
Pearson Tucker, offensive line.
Will Ainsworth, tight end.
Zach Laws, receiver. Grayson Harper, H-back. Carson Purdy, running back.
Luke Stubbs, wide receiver. Charlie Taft, quarterback.
So that's the Rebels starting lineup. The Rebels won the toss. They want the football, so they're going to get the football. Let's talk a little bit about the Huskies and what challenge they'll have tonight.
Yeah, this is a Hewitt Trussville team that as the defense comes onto the field, last year they led the state in points per game, only gave up 9 points per game. So has a very outstanding defense, has 8 returning starters, led by Parker Floyd, the middle linebacker, who's the son of head coach Josh Floyd. So it's an outstanding defense. They lost some guys from last year, but still have been very solid, have only given up 7 points so far this year. And then on offense, the big story is that Hewitt Trussville quarterback Noah Benedict is out. He had a shoulder injury last week. He went down. He will not play tonight. So that means freshman quarterback Jack Floyd, also the son of head coach Josh Floyd, will be the starting quarterback. He's a freshman, but he's kind of a middle school legend, the guy that's just gone off every time he's played. He's a coach's son, obviously, so he understands the game, and he's played in the first 2 games this year. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week on the ground, and in the first game he went 7 of 9 through the air throwing the football. So this is an outstanding player. He's young. This is his first start, but he's been there and played already a little bit before. And regardless, he has so many weapons on this Hewitt Trussville offense. As you watch tonight, their running back Duke Austin is committed to Kentucky. Their wide receiver Dylan Cope is committed to Virginia. James Kelly, number 4, is going to play all over the field, as will the others, and he's got Division I offers. And then sophomore C.J. Davis, number 11, is going to play all over this field, and when he's done with his high school career, he's going to go play wherever he wants. So there is a ton of talent. Hewitt clearly has the athletic advantage in this ballgame, so for Vestavia, it's going to be out making solid plays, being in the right position, playing sound football.
The Huskies take the field in front of the home crowd, and here come your Rebels. Those beautiful road whites with the red headgear tonight. First test on the road. You played the game. What's the challenge about playing on the road at any level in football?
Yeah, don't let it be too big. Just focus on playing the game. If you go out and try to do too much, that is when things tend to go wrong. And for Vestavia especially, this first drive is important. In the first 2 games of the year, they've gone down and they've scored on their first drive of the game. Last week, it was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. The offense has been outstanding. The defense has played solid as well. So for me, this game, especially on the road, it's all about these first couple of drives and how do the Rebels handle it.
Fast start's the key anytime you play, but especially when you're playing the fast pace, score a lot of point Hewitt Trussville offense. Dictating the pace and getting out early would help the Rebels a lot tonight.
It certainly would, and that's something the last time Vestavia came here, they kind of fell behind and had to try and battle back, and it really just never got going. This is a Hewitt Trussville team that's won 5 games in a row versus the Rebels in 7 out of the last 8. So they've had a lot of success, and just to focus on Coach Josh Floyd's kids, the last time that Vestavia came here, his other son, Peyton Floyd, who ended up being the 7A back of the year that season, had an incredible game. So obviously Coach Floyd has some outstanding sons who are football players, but they're going to be featured here tonight. And for the Rebels, it's just about playing sound, fundamental football.
Historically, though, the Rebels lead the series 13-7, 20 meetings. We get ready for number 21 as we kick off on what has had some rain earlier this afternoon, but we're on a turf field with those rubber pellets in it, so traction should be good all night long. There are some clouds both to the north of us and to the south of us. Rain is not out of the realm of possibility. We sit outside here in Trussville, though, on the visiting side with the Rebel Nation as we get ready for kickoff tonight. Hewitt, Trussville, and Vestavia, unbeaten, a lot on the line. And we are, by the way, being broadcast across the state as the game of the week on Friday Night Lights. So there will be some normal TV timeouts, a longer than usual game. Things are lined up, and we're underway at Trussville. Kick is taken by Laws, top side. On the return, a little seam, nice out to around the 27-yard line, and that's where Vestavia will take over.
Charlie Taft leading the way for the Rebels, coming out looking to get things going earlier. And the guy that he's really gone to throughout this season has been Grayson Harper. Harper has 13 catches on the season, 325 yards and 3 touchdowns already. He's been phenomenal, so the Rebels will look to get him involved early in the ballgame. Luke
Stubbs is out early out there. He comes to a slot position. Taft by himself back there, 3 receivers near side. Taft on the keeper, gonna find a hole that closes quickly. Play will get, we'll call it 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
As you know, Vestavia's offense likes to go fast. Last year against Hewitt Trussville, they slowed it down. They used the entire play clock to really control. It was a brilliant game plan by head coach Robert Evans. You're gonna see a hybrid version of that tonight.
Taft fakes it to Stubbs, looks for a pass, but the pursuit closes in quickly and gets a sack and gets him behind the sticks.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be a hitch route to Zach Laws to the outside. Taft went to throw it. Laws clearly did not have the correct play. He was going down the field to block. So instead of a quick pass to the outside, it's a sack, and now a 3rd and long for the Rebels.
Mature play there by Taft, not to just throw it, because that could turn into a disaster. First drive going backwards right now, 3rd and 11, just underway here at Trussville. Vestavia won the toss, wanted the football, and they want to do something with it right now. Taft takes the snap, looks near side, throws at the sticks, catch by Law, and that's a 1st down. Perfect route that time.
That was outstanding. That ball was thrown well by Taft to the outside where only his receiver could catch it, and Laws did a great job of going up, using his hands, and bringing that ball in.
All right, so a big 3rd down pickup. That keeps this drive going, so important. Every 1st down keeps Trussville off the field. So on a 1st down, power going near side, Taft a keeper all the way. Very patiently waiting for a hole that never opens.
That was a different look by the Rebels. Overload to the left side, kind of just trying to run to the quarterback. That's now the 2nd time so far tonight we've seen them just let Taft try to make something happen in the offense. Nicely read, nicely played by the Husky defense.
Taft gets under center this time. Fakes the power left side. He's going to roll near side, throws it over and dropped out there. Harper was open and tried to turn it upfield just a tad too quick.
Excellent play call that time. Excellent read by Charlie Taft. He had Laws deep. He had Harper at the 2nd level. Then he had Stubbs underneath. He went to Harper wide open, just hit him in the hands and fell incomplete.
For the 2nd time tonight, it is 3rd and 11 for Vestavia. Worked out perfectly on a pass to Laws near side right at the sticks last time. We'll see what they dial up this time. Josh Franklin loves to maybe do a little creativity here on a 3rd down this time. Let's see what he does. Quick pass out the 6, the other side. Going to be just short of a 1st down. Completed far side. It'll be about 4th and 3 around the 46. What do you do?
I imagine you're going to try to do some kind of shift, see if you can't get them to move and run the punt team on. Probably a little too far on your own 46 to risk going for it, but the offense is going to stay on the field.
4th and a long 3. These two teams play each other a lot. They are expecting a shift. That's what you get right there, a very slow shift to the near side, and they run a play. Quick kick from Taft with no guy back. Great coaching here. Gets the bounce on the turf to the 10. It's going to work out perfect. Down inside the 5-yard line. Perfect quick kick by Vestavia.
Yeah, great job by Taft, great execution. And from that drive right there for Vestavia, you take away some positive. You were able to make some nice plays. You moved the ball. You had some open opportunities. You just made mistakes. You ran the wrong route on one play, and then you dropped the ball right in your hands on the other. And so that's going to be key tonight for the Rebels. You've got to be able to sustain drives because this Hewitt offense is going to score. Vestavia's defense has been really, really good this year, giving up right at 255 yards per game. But Hewitt is going to score. They have too many athletes, so you've got to be able to match that for the Vestavia offense going forward.
Jack Floyd is the quarterback, the freshman forced into duty because of the injury last week. But now they will run a lot of people into the quarterback position and snap it straight to him. Here's the snap, handoff right up the middle, right at the gut, and we expect a lot of this tonight. That's C.J. Davis for them, and we expect them to try to challenge Vestavia's defense right between the hash marks.
Exactly. They're going to move guys all around. Number 1, number 4, number 11, number 2. I mean, that's what you're going to see in different positions.
Floyd throwing this time to the flats, avoids a tackle, and then fights for a first down for Hewitt Trussville, far side there.
And if you wonder, do they have confidence in the freshman? They're inside their 10-yard line, and they're letting him put the ball in the air. Now, they did a nice job, roll him out and give him an open look, but they're not scared of letting this kid play ball.
Now they go up the middle again, and Vestavia does a good job this time of limiting that run up the middle.
And you see how fast they like to go as well. Josh Floyd is a protege of Gus Malzahn, so it's the same type of structure. All the razzle-dazzle, guys in different spots. You see an offensive lineman lined up at receiver this time.
3 quick claps trying to draw and get some cheap yards. Very disciplined move there by Vestavia, not to jump. Now they look over to the sidelines, get the audible call with the play clock at 15. Quarterback keeper near side run all the way, and a first down pickup for the young Jack Floyd.
Jack Floyd around left in for 8 yards. Stop is made by Nicholas.
Yeah, just a sweep left, quarterback sweep left. So we've seen both teams do the very basic offensive plays, trusting your offensive line and trusting the alignment.
Handoff this time goes to Kelly as he goes far side, gets positive yardage. The key to them playing fast is to continue to get positive yardage on first down.
Exactly, and that's for Vestavia's defense. It's how aggressive can you be? Your defensive line has played outstanding this year, but you got to have them protect those guys in the back.
Power formation with 2 receivers top. They hand it off near side. Good pursuit by the Rebels. Fighting forward there is Austin, but nowhere close to a first down. So this is where you want them, 3rd and 6.
Absolutely, and actually had a chance to have a play for a loss on that one. Did a good job of getting pressure in the backfield very quickly. Vestavia showing pressure.
Floyd's going to throw it. Now he scrambles far side, fakes it, throws it over the middle, complete, right into a gap in the zone, right around the 45-yard line. And good poise by the young freshman Floyd.
Just a really good job. That time Vestavia rushed 3, dropped 8. So all kinds of time for Floyd, and he found a nice opening.
Handoff up the middle, and that's what scares you. They continue to pound you. Ball's out, fumble. Vestavia has it, and yes.
And that's the kind of play the Rebels needed, because this Husky offense was moving the football up and down the field, had some nice momentum, and then a big hit on the backside of that play. Actually got the running back still down. I believe that was Austin on that carry. Just a huge hit by the Rebels in the secondary. Ball comes out, and a huge break on that first drive for the Huskies.
Josh Arundel is there. Injured Trussville player is up. He's off. And we keep it here, 7:26, and that was a key tonight. They're going to get some yardage. They're going to get some first downs. Keep everything in front of you, though. Keep everything in front.
And the Rebels, again, great job there. They actually had some chances where they could have gotten off the field maybe a little quicker, but you got to have those turnovers. That's one thing Coach Evans said. If we got to get turnovers tonight, and that's a huge one there.
Here we go with the offense now. Power formation. Fake. We're going to throw the football, looking downfield. Arm is hit and is going to fall safely to the floor. Taft thought he had Laws going deep. Probably did, but the pressure gets to him, hits his arm, and luckily no harm.
And we need to watch Taft there. I mean, he's shaking that arm off. He got nailed as he let go of that football. Actually, for Trussville, Will Phillips, the All-State selection last year, had a beat on the ball, was not able to bring it in, but incomplete. But, yeah, we'll watch Taft, see if that does affect him going forward.
2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle. That goes straight to Carson Purdy. Not a lot of running room there, and it's going to be 3rd and virtually 10 on another 3rd down play for Vestavia.
The biggest thing I've seen so far is up front for Hewitt Trussville. They run a 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, but the anchor of that is Deontay Seals. He's number 6. He's a junior defensive lineman, already has SEC offers, and he made the first hit on that play, and so he's been really disruptive in the early going.
He's a big dude. They got some dudes out there. Another 3rd down play for Vestavia. Taft with it, scans the field, throws it sidearms over the middle. Thought maybe a flag would come, but no call there. Perfect timing from the Trussville defender as Law is unable to get his paws on it. It'll be 4th down. Last time, about the same. It was the 46. This time it's the 44. They're going to send the punting unit out and traditionally kick it this time.
And that time, just no pressure. I mean, no time for Charlie Taft to sit in the pocket. He had pressure, even though they only brought 3. Just not a lot of time to sit back there and get rid of the football. Good defense by the Huskies. The ball falls incomplete, and the Rebs will line up to punt it away.
Sloan Morgan to do the punting, averaging 38 yards a kick through the first 2 games. Snap not ideal, but he gets it in. Low kick that'll hit the turf and take a Vestavia bounce. No return, so let this one roll. They're going to start inside the 15 again, down to the 11-yard line, make it the 12-yard line. That's where Trussville will take over. We'll take a timeout. No score. So far, so good for the Rebels. No points. That's good. 6:26 to play in the first quarter. This is the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
There are no
How is that? Good. Good, whatever.
It's forged by confidence, purpose, and determination.
Can't hear.
Everyone has potential.
We're all together.
Few have the power to unlock it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please not stand to the rails.
Where legends are made.
From our home base right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation
across the United States
and from around the world.
We're here for the rookies and the dreamers
trying to make a name for themselves. We are here for the achievers
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer.
We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Vestavia, Hewitt Trussville, and a classic through the first half of the first quarter, no score. Some movement from both offenses, defenses bowing up. What do you like so far about Vestavia?
I think offensively they've had some nice opportunities. They just haven't quite been able to capitalize on those. I thought defensively, Coach Evans is going to have to make a decision here. He and defensive coordinator Chad Merrill is, do you send pressure? Do you get a little more aggressive? They were very soft that first drive by design, but do you put pressure on them?
Wildcat handoff to C.J. Davis on the far side, and he works his way out for a first down. A good 11-yard run. A guy that's the last name should be very familiar to Alabama and Auburn fans.
Yeah, C.J. Davis, his dad, obviously Chris Davis of the Kick 6 lore.
A little movement on Trussville.
And to talk about what Hewitt was going to do, we started, obviously, the game with Jack Floyd at quarterback. Now they have Parker Floyd, their middle linebacker, in running quarterback. So he's a guy who's played some quarterback in the past. We mentioned it. Their older brother, Peyton Floyd, was a stud, 7A back of the year a couple of years ago. So now it's the older Floyd brother at the quarterback position.
1st and 15 at the 18.
So a long behind the chain situation now on 1st and 15. Power run up the middle. Rebels all over the place to make a tackle as they get the penalty back, and it'll be like 2nd and 10.
And you can give up 3, 4, 5. It's the big plays the Rebels are trying to avoid. That's why penalties in that type of situation are so critical.
Paxton Ussery, one of the names inside. Here's a throw, now a run from their quarterback. Big move out there as Floyd works his way out to the 40-yard line, and that pass coverage was good, but they let him get out the back gate.
Yeah, just a great read by a guy that doesn't play quarterback all the time. He was the All-South Metro's Defensive Player of the Year last year at his linebacker spot, and then you see him moving at the quarterback position.
He hands it off, a run up the middle there, and a host of Vestavia Rebels in there to make the tackle, including Nick Williams.
And
Ussery there as well.
What makes this even more challenging is how quickly Hewitt gets back to the line of scrimmage. They don't give you much time. They set up in all kinds of formations, so defensively, you really don't have that much time to set up or to call anything that you might want to call because you don't know how they're set up. 2nd and 6 now. It's really a slow play for them as it's ticked down to 20 seconds on the play clock. They'll never get a delay of game penalty. Man in motion, so an empty backfield, run all the way as Floyd runs this one right up the middle near the 50-yard line. Thought the ball may have popped out for a second. It's a very humid night. That's another first down for them, but keep an eye. They fumbled on their first drive. This is a slick night out here. It is, and now another injured player down for the Huskies. Looks like a lineman there.
Yep, working on the left knee there. That gives us a chance to thank all of you folks for being with us tonight on our broadcast. As you've been through the first 2 weeks, record numbers, we love that, and good opportunity to give a shout out to the students of Vestavia High School who put this broadcast together every week.
They do such a great job. They're under the tutelage of Miss Abby Gillette, who does a great job of teaching the broadcasting class at the school. John Versiglio is our director, producer, do everything guy who's running this show. Again, when we go on the road on these broadcasts, it is not always ideal. We are set up in the stands on the visitor's side, which I kind of like, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest, I'm having a better time so far.
You're right in the middle of
week.
the action. It's pretty cool, but this is a big game. I mean, you just look on the home side, it's absolutely packed. Over here on the Vestavia side, very few empty seats. So students down here to the right, this is what high school football is all about. And this was a big game on paper, and it's a big game in reality.
Maybe at some point, Coach Robert will let us broadcast from the sidelines one time.
Probably not.
Probably not? Okay, maybe he's watching it on a replay, and he'll think about it for the final game of the year or something. All right, reset for you in the first quarter. 4:53 to play, no score so far, and it's been sort of the way Robert Evans wanted this game to go. Give a little, don't break though. Bend, don't break. So far the defense is holding it after playing a great game last week. Handoff up the middle. That play is going to get about 4 or 5 yards there.
And that's Deuce Austin on the carry. So he went down on the previous drive. He's now back in, obviously doing okay, so good to see there. But just one more of those weapons for this Husky offense.
Big 18 Daniel Richardson manning up there to make the tackle for the Rebels. Motion man near sides. They fake that, and it's just a quarterback run again, and it's just Floyd. And that's all he's doing right now. They're faking it, and he's just running it right at the Rebels.
Yeah, and that is problematic for the Rebels because he's a big guy. And for him to be able to break loose, you were worried about all the other guys. I don't think you thought that would be the issue you had to deal with. They thought maybe you would see Parker Floyd tonight, but they obviously went to him on this drive. He's been very effective.
Same situation. He takes the snap, hands it up the middle. Great defensive play in there by Vestavia. Not a lot of yardage there. Yeah, that's big Paxton Ussery in there, waiting for him to get off the pile to grab that number. You can't substitute. You just got to man up on that defensive line and play all the snaps tonight.
You don't have time to substitute, and Ussery has been really good in the early going of this ball game.
2nd down and 9. They gave him a yard on that one. Hand it off again, and once again, great defensive play on that left side of defensive line for Vestavia.
You see the athleticism of C.J. Davis. Had a little jump cut there, tried to get to the outside but slipped down. This is the first year, brand new turf here at Hewitt Trussville Stadium.
Greer Manown with that tackle there. Big 3rd down and 8. They're going to throw the football here over the middle, and is that an interception? No, complete. Dual possession, and number 1, Dylan Cope comes up with it for the Trussville Huskies. I thought we had a pick there for a second.
Had well defended, just a nice job by Cope, who's committed to the University of Virginia.
Throw it to a power 4 receiver, and it works out. Now the handoff up the middle. They push the pile a little bit, and that is Austin on the run for Trussville as they run a fresh back in there. This drive looking good. It started at the 12, and they have now worked their way down to the 24 of Vestavia. Their best scoring opportunity for either side so far.
And you do worry a little bit for this Rebel defense. They've now been out on the field a long time. Not only this drive, but it was a 3 and out by the Rebels offensively before. So they've been out on the field a lot in this first quarter.
Play clock down to 15. That's a little bit of a breather for that Rebel defense. Fake the handoff. Floyd keeps it this time. Doesn't get a lot of yardage. Falls forward for maybe 3. Give them 2. It'll be 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah, looked like a little confusion in the backfield for the Huskies on that play. I got to think they may be in 4-down territory here, especially with the way they've been able to run the ball just with the quarterback. You might just see 2 runs in a row by Parker Floyd.
A little bit of a long mesh like Wake Forest did very successfully one year. So here we go. Dave Clausen, the coach that did that for a while at Wake Forest. Third down here. They try to draw the Rebels offside. Once again, discipline from Vestavia. They look over to get a play. Game clock just under 2 minutes. Play clock now under 10 seconds. Snap, handoff right side, and they get the first down inside the 15, and that is Austin once again running the football.
I didn't catch the number. Looked like a white jersey flashed into the backfield for the Rebels. Had a chance, but just a tad bit too late, not able to get his hands on the ball carrier, and it's another first down for the Huskies.
Will Banks, who's the leading tackler for Vestavia, made that tackle. Just a straight run again for Trussville. It's Floyd again. Nothing fancy to what they're doing here. They're just trying to line up and say, hey, can you stop us?
Yeah, this is just I'm coming straight downhill. What can you do? And so far, the Rebels have not given up a huge play, but they've not been able to get any of those 1- and 2-yard carries. It's a lot of 3-, 4-, 5-yarders.
Now the hand near side. Great pursuit, Vestavia. A lot of white jerseys. Good defensive play. Now it's going to be 3rd and long for Hewitt Trussville. This is the best opportunity to stop them so far.
And right after we say Vestavia hasn't been able to get a stop on a short run play, they do get that. C.J. Davis's helmet comes off. He has to go off. Parker Floyd goes off. Jackson Floyd comes back in at quarterback.
To maybe sucker you into thinking there's a throwing play coming here. Robert Evans and the defensive staff sending in a signal here. Once again, Vestavia very disciplined. 20 on the play clock, inside 1 minute. They'll have to do a play. We're going to get a Trussville timeout here. So a timeout by Hewitt Trussville. Big moment in the game. 3rd and 7 on the 12 for Vestavia. And Trussville wants to take a second now to decide what they want to play. And this also gives our guys a breather.
It's good for the Rebs. You have a chance to talk it over. That time when they came out, they had 3 wide receivers. They had 2 to the wide side of the field. The ball is on the near side hash. Had 2 to the wide side of the field. A lot of open area in that there. Then they had 1 guy down to the short side of the field. The question is, do you trust Jackson Floyd to throw this football? He's a freshman, hasn't had a lot of starting opportunities, so do you trust him to put it in the air here, or what are you thinking as far as would you be willing to go for it? So that's all the things head coach Josh Floyd is talking about right now on this 3rd down call.
So now if you're the Vestavia defensive staff, how do you coach this up? What are you expecting there? Do you say, hey, let the freshmen throw it, let's make sure they don't run it twice to get this first down?
So the last time it was a 3rd and long, that's exactly what they did. They only rushed 3, they dropped 8, and Jackson Floyd did a great job of finding an open receiver. This time, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to throw the ball. They're going to move Jackson, flush him out of the pocket, roll him out of the pocket, and try to get some open area. So we'll see. I think if I'm Vestavia, I may bring some pressure off the edge to the wide side of the field.
They'll have 2 receivers to the top side as they whistle in the clock. 52 seconds to play after the Trussville timeout. Man in motion, so they got 3 receivers. They do. Rolling. Here comes the pressure. Forces a quick throw, but it is on the money near the pylon. Touchdown, Trussville. They brought the pressure, but the young freshman got the pass off on the money. Touchdown, Trussville.
First off, great play call, great throw, great execution by Floyd, but it goes back to the motion. So we said they had 2 wide receivers to the wide side. They then brought James Kelly in motion, ran him on a flat route, and they had numbers. Hewitt Trussville had numbers. They had more guys running routes than Vestavia could defend, and as a result, because of those 2 blitzers coming up the middle, easy throw and catch for the Huskies for the touchdown.
Extra point upcoming. It is up. It is good. 7-0 Hewitt Trussville. 45 seconds to play in the first quarter. We'll hold it here for a second since we'll take a break in between quarters. So what you're doing, you're trying to force them to go on these 12, 13, 14 play drives. It was a 5-minute, 45-second drive. They had to do a lot of things right to get in the end zone.
And they did it, and then they came up with the big play that they needed on 3rd down. For Coach Evans, look, you'd love for them to hold them to a field goal there, but the reality is you can deal with that. Now it's your offense's turn. This is an offense that's averaging 45 points per game. It's an offense that's been unstoppable in the first 2 games of the season, but it's looked very human in the first 2 drives of this ball game. So for the Vestavia offense, now's the opportunity to go answer that touchdown and show this Husky team that you're not going to back down, that you're going to be able to go blow for blow with them here tonight.
2 of the better teams in the state of Alabama battling it out here tonight. Later in the night, we'll look at the top 10 rankings. It's very familiar teams from our region, including Vestavia and Hewitt Trussville. So here we go, 45 seconds to go in the first quarter in a hot, humid Alabama night. Alabama Friday nights under the lights at Husky Field in Hewitt, Trussville. Vestavia down a touchdown, ready to get the football back here. It's going to be Laws again at the 3. Looking for the sideline, gets it. Got a little yardage, gets out past the 30. Out to the 33, and once again, a great return by Laws.
Yeah, he's done a good job all season long of putting the Rebels in a really good starting field position. Now, that's one big difference in this ball game so far, is that instead of, in a lot of these early games, Vestavia starting out at the 45 at midfield. Instead, now they've been starting all the way back at the 25 or the 30. Looks like we're going to have a penalty that's going to back the Rebels up on this one.
I don't know yet. Let's hold that. Is it going against Vestavia, or is it something that happened on the sidelines over there?
Flag is right at the 38-yard line.
And they are back in Vestavia up.
Phillies a block in the back against Vestavia.
Well, that flag came way out at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and
so,
a little difficult
way
too.
away from the play there. Way away from the play. But it does back them up. So from the 33 to the 23, that's where Vestavia will crank this up. Down a touchdown, looking for something offensively. Run it with a little power blocker, front side, near side. And that is Purdy, who gets it out to about the 27.
That's the best run play of the night for the Rebels. Pick up 7 yards there, and that's what you love to see on first down. Get that big positive yards. Now 20 seconds to go in this quarter. The Rebels taking their time, looking at the sideline. They may let this thing run out and head to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, don't want to get a play off here. Give that defense a little extra time to rest. Use the quarter to your advantage. This clock will tick down now. Don't have to run another play, and that'll end the first quarter. So we've played one here at Trussville. It's Hewitt Trussville 7. It's Vestavia 0, but we've got the ball when we come back right here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Now please turn your attention to the scoreboard for a special senior presentation.
Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community, that's what we're built on.
Back with you at Hewitt Trussville Stadium, Husky Field. Beautiful facility here, just like Vestavia. And for both of these communities who love their football so much, the crowd is overflowing at this beautiful stadium. Both sides jam-packed. And so far, so good, though the home-standing Trussville Huskies, they've got 7. They're used to having a lot more by this point. For the Rebels, they're looking to get on the board on this drive. Second down play. 2nd and 5 as we went on local TV to come back. Jim Dunaway, Chad Pilcher. And so far, it's been sort of the game plan. You'd like it to be 3-0, 0-0, but this has been sort of what Robert Evans wanted.
The positive for Vestavia was the turnover. You were able to get the fumble. The negative is the drop pass that you had that would have gotten the Rebels a first down. And so it's kind of a tit for tat there for the Rebels. You've had something good happen. You've had something not as good. I think if you come into this game for the Rebels, you need some turnovers. You need to make some big plays, and you have to really play close to your best game to win this ball game because of kind of the discrepancy with respect to athleticism. It's big. I mean, I think this year, if you look at the Hewitt Trussville team, if you say what are the 3 best, most athletic teams in this state, it's Thompson, it's Hoover, and it's Hewitt Trussville. And I don't know what order you would put those 3 in.
Happen to all be on our schedule this year. So you take your shot, you load up and you go, and that's what Vestavia is doing here. A little misdirection coming near side. Nice play on the other side by Floyd, but a good run there by Luke Stubbs out of the break. break, getting us close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and 3. Let's see if the Rebels can muscle up and get a first.
And that's a play the Rebels have had a good bit of success with. You show flow to the right side, you come back with a counter look to the short side of the field, 3rd and 3.
Lined up. Empty backfield. Taft's going to keep it. Fight for the first down. First down, Vestavia.
That's a nice play call. It was a run-pass option there for Charlie Taft. He had a short hitch route to the near side of the field, had Stubbs there if he wanted to take it. Instead, he went with the quarterback draw, ran the ball straight ahead, picked up the first down, and the Rebs moved the sticks.
They put a lot on Taft's plate with that run-pass option right there. So Taft looks over, gets a late second audible from Josh Franklin, the OC. Creative dude. Let's see what he can put together here. Going to bring Laws. Looks like a reverse. Even fooled me. Tosses it up to the H-back. That play gets about 4 yards. Positive right there. Really creative play.
I like that. You had Laws. Looked like the handoff was going to go to him. Instead, you went with the toss underneath to Harper. Picks up about 4 on that one. So, again, positive yardage for the Rebels. Not making any mistakes. Not going in negative territory and putting a drive together. Similarly, the Rebels would love to have a big play, love to hit a big one, but the reality is they're going to have to chip away to score points against this Husky defense.
All right, manageable first down play, 2nd and 7 now. Got the I formation under center. Fullback near side. Now we're going to roll Taft away and throw the ball down the field. Taft is going to keep it, try to run for the edge, get positive yardage. He does to the 41-yard line. And that's going to set us up with a 2nd and a long 4. 3rd and a long 4.
And that's a good decision by Taft, but that is really good coverage in the secondary by Hewitt Trussville. There were 4 guys out on that route, and they had every single one of those guys covered.
Tried to see if you could suck them in to maybe thinking it was going to be another just designed run, but a great coverage by the defense from Trussville. Sets us up with another crucial 3rd and 4 play. And, of course, the Trussville band cranks up, adding to the noise level in the packed house here. Taft gets his lineup set on 3rd and 4. He's going to throw it again. Over the middle, off, and intercepted. Going the other way with it, and finally brought down. Pass a little high off the fingertips, and that's where most interceptions live.
It looked like Ethan Ridley was the one that came down with that interception for Hewitt. And even on that play, when Taft sees this one on film, he had Carson Purdy running a swing route to the outside. There was no one within 15 yards of him. If he'd had a time to go through his progression and drop it to the outside, if he could have gotten that ball to Purdy, he had a chance to get some big-time yardage on that play. Instead, he threw it over the middle where he did have an open receiver. He threw the ball too high, went off his hands, and resulted in the interception.
All right, now it's time for the defense to bow up. Pressure on. They've got their throwing quarterback, the freshman, in, and Floyd throws it out near side and down inside Vestavia territory down to the 25. That is Cope with a reception and some running room afterwards.
Yeah, Leighton Osborne made the tackle for Vestavia, but just the respect you have to give to him. He's playing 10 yards off, and Cope was wide open when he caught that ball. Here goes C.J. Davis.
Oh, great move in the backfield there by C.J. Davis as he gets positive yardage. It looked like we were going to have him hemmed up in the backfield for a loss, but Davis gives the old whoop-de-doop and skates around the outside to get 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Vestavia defense trying to shift into a stronger formation between the hash marks. 5 guys on the defensive line. Straight run, Floyd the other side. This one's going to set up a 3rd and short as that play didn't get a whole lot. Barely back to the line of scrimmage.
And this is a play that feels very big in this ballgame. The way the momentum has shifted, Hewitt Trussville's got everything kind of going their way. Can this Rebel defense bow up and get a stop?
3rd and 3. They're going to hand it to their power guy, number 2. Goes the far side, tripped up, and he's going to be close to a first down.
That's a great effort that time by Alston just to dive forward. He's going to be short, but I'd imagine they're going to go for this.
Okay, 1 yard short, 4th and 1. They're quickly to the line here. See if they're disciplined, if they don't jump early. Nope, they're going to run it. Floyd's going to keep it. They go with the little guy. He's stacked up. Does he get the first down or not?
Looks like he's
short. Depends on the mark. They're saying no. Watch him unpile it. This could be a huge, huge moment in the game. Vestavia's defense is coming off. Trussville thinks they have a first down. Vestavia says no. We're going to go ahead and put our offense out there.
And I am just really surprised with all the weapons and all the options that this Husky offense has that they went with the freshman to run that ball. He's the smallest of any of those guys on a 4th down and short. Thought they might have gone with maybe the big guy Austin again. Instead, they go with the freshman, and he looks like he has come up short.
I mean, from where I'm standing, it looks like you got to get to the 16, and they're at the 17. Looks like we're
a whole yard.
Looks like we're a whole yard short. And no replay, right? We can't can't replay and look for a spot.
Cannot. And that's huge for this Vestavia defense. The momentum, again, we're at 8:49 left in this second quarter. The momentum had clearly shifted to the Husky side. So for that Rebel defense to come up with this big stop, assuming this measurement works out like we think it will, that's a huge swing in this ball game, and it is way short.
Not even close. Yeah, pull that thing. Yeah, first down Vestavia, full yard. Literally, it's why we put hash marks on the field. Oh, what a defensive stand.
Yeah. And now it's time for Vestavia's offense to come up and make a play. It looks like they've been pressing just a little bit in the early go into this ball game. They've had some opportunities, had some guys to get balls to, but so far this season, we haven't seen Charlie Taft throw many balls high. And tonight he did that. We haven't seen many times where he's chosen the wrong receiver, and that time he did that tonight. So settle down, take a deep breath, and let's see if this offense can't get into a little rhythm.
Late substitution from Vestavia as they run a player off. Whistles are blowing.
I think they're going to get the Rebels for illegal participation.
Yeah. I think they had 12 on the field there. Had one guy run off late. You count them. I don't want to do math tonight.
That's what it was. So 12 guys out, one too many, which is not ideal on the first play of a drive.
Not what you want to do, indeed. That backs it up to the 12. Puts you behind the sticks, 1st and 15. Let's see what they can do. Quarterback switch there. We got LeMaster in. LeMaster with it. He's going to throw it out near side to Taft, who makes the catch and gets that yardage back for the most part. So LeMaster to Taft, and I don't think LeMaster's thrown an incomplete pass all year. He hadn't thrown a lot, but when he's in there, it's been all complete.
Yeah, that was a nice job. A little low. Good job by Taft going down and getting it, but a little change up here. Now Taft's at the running back spot.
They toss it to Taft. He keeps it near side, fakes off, pushes off, and works his way forward with the ball extended. Maybe give him out to the 20. They're going to say the 22. I thought he got the 23. Good 5 yards, though.
So now LeMaster's going to come off. Taft will go back to quarterback. Purdy comes back in. And one thing that has been the case is we have not seen Noah Boylan in this ball game. And again, it was going to be one of those game time decisions on whether he goes. We have not seen him yet. He is on the sideline in full gear, but hasn't gone into the ball game.
Yeah, in fact, he's standing very near the down marker if he hears his number called. So far, he has not. 3rd down, we're going to call it 5, a long 5 for Vestavia to try to get the drive going. Fakes the end around. Plenty of time to throw it. Throws it downfield. Taft to Laws. He makes the catch inside the 40. What a throw. What a catch. 1st down, Vestavia.
That was such a good throw by Charlie Taft. He was on the run, rolling to his right, let that go. It looked like he might have thrown it too far, but Laws did an awesome job of getting his hands out there and reeling that one in. Huge play for the Rebs.
Like any good receiver, Laws just looked at the sideline and gave the coaches a feed me sign. Feed me the ball, man. Feed me the ball. Taft with a great job on the throw there. Now he's got the ball coming back the other way. He is scrambling and is on the run. Play's going to lose as he loses his footing, scrambling really hard there.
What they wanted to do there, LeMaster was at quarterback. He gave it to Taft. LeMaster went down the sideline on the wheel route, had a chance, but just too much pressure in the backfield by the Husky defense. Didn't give Taft time.
Creative wrinkle there from Josh Franklin. Just did not land the knockout punch there. Momentum, though, 2nd and 13. Let's see if we can get it back. Snap to LeMaster, pitch to Taft. Now Taft's got the ball in the passing formation. Scrambling, now he's going to run far side. Looking for a block, he pitches it back to LeMaster. LeMaster runs with it inside the 30-yard line. Actually steps out at the 31. Big play there, close to a 1st down.
So that play was option left. Taft wanted to throw the ball down the field to try to get the ball to Stubbs. Stubbs was covered, so Taft reverses field, runs to the other side. What wasn't part of the game was an option pitch to LeMaster, but just a heads-up play by both of those young men to stay in the game, and then LeMaster gets in a good spot where the Rebels are probably in 4-down territory, and they get a nice gain on that play.
I'll tell you, folks, you've seen that play 1,000 times, but you've been driving through Vestavia's neighborhoods on your way maybe to the country club or to the Vestavia Center. You've watched that play 1,000 times in the front yards with a Nerf football. It works here on a real turf, too. Timeout Vestavia, 3rd and 3 coming up, 7:29 to go in the first half. Down a touchdown, but on the move. Let's pause for a timeout. This is the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Back with you in Trussville. Jim Dunaway, Chad Pilcher, and the whole Rebel Nation Sports Network crew on the road. First road game. The students got to show how good they are at throwing cables over the back of a grandstand and hooking them up in the heat in this late afternoon that's now turned to a Friday night under the lights here. This beautiful setting. The bands are getting ready to come out here in a moment. Just perfect high school football. And so far, toe-to-toe between two of the best teams in the region and in the state. If you're good in this region, you're good in the state. Both teams in the top 10. Trussville has scored with a long drive. Vestavia is trying after a great defensive stop to answer with their own touchdown. Any points would be a grateful thing before intermission right now. 3rd and 3, I formation. Taft looks over for the audible, gets the call from the coaching staff. Play clock, still plenty of time at 12-11. There's the change of the formation. Here we go. The snap, the handoff, straight at the middle, first down. Great run. Carson Purdy puts his head down. That offensive line does the work, and Vestavia's got the first down.
And that's a big play. We've not seen this Rebel offensive line have that many plays where they've gotten that big push, move that defensive line back, but they did it there straight out of the I formation.
That was the right side of that offensive line. It worked. Slow playing the clock now. Down to 7 minutes, 5 seconds. We'll get to the 7-minute mark before we snap the ball. 15 on the play clock. Everyone's lined up, and here we go on a first down play for Vestavia. Taft fakes the throw now. He takes it right up the middle. Fights inside or down to the 20-yard line. Positive yardage.
That was a really good tackle by Deontay Seals. He got his arm up on that football, and Charlie Taft, the last minute, really clamped down on it to make sure it didn't come out.
90% of the time, that's a fumble.
Absolutely.
That's a fumble on Saturdays. That's a fumble on Sunday, 90% of the time. Taft did that good of a job to hold on to it. 6:30 to go. Time's never more important than it is in playing these elite region games. I don't want to go rope-a-dope like they used to do Muhammad Ali back in the day. Google it, kids, but taking a few punches and being there at the end is what this one's all about. Taft with a fake, near side, looking downfield. Throws it, complete, first down Vestavia.
That was Stubbs coming from the far side of the field. Great patience that time by Charlie Taft. Had a deep receiver in the end zone, was double covered by the Husky defense. Did a good job of allowing that play to develop, flushing things to the outside, then delivering a strike to get the Rebels inside the 10.
Was that LeMaster on the catch there? He was in the area. I don't know who had the catch. Far, far away from us. 14, thank you very much. That's Stubbs with the catch. Luke Stubbs, big catch there, first down. Down at the 8, first and goal, Vestavia. Handoff up the middle, through there, down to the goal line. Is he in? No. Knocking on the door, though.
And I think you're going to see Vestavia very quickly get back to the line of scrimmage to snap this ball. They are. Taft goes under center. Everyone's set. Ball is snapped.
Once again, same play, up the middle. Does he get in? This time, give it to me, ref. He is. Touchdown, Vestavia.
What a huge answer by the Rebels as Carson Purdy gets into the end zone on the dive play, and that's a huge answer after the big stop on 4th down.
That's Carson's 4th touchdown of the year. Offensive line stepped up there. Big plays like the throw to Laws, who used this footwork on the sidelines to get him down. And now an extra point away from tying this game up. Whistles blowing.
They're going to send someone off the field. Look like maybe it's a equipment malfunction.
One of the linemen goes off. Little substitution. Now they'll line up for the traditional extra point from Sloan Morgan. Trying to tie this one up. The hold, the kick, it's good, and we're tied. Vestavia 7, Hewitt Trussville 7. 5:44 to go in the first quarter. This is the Rebel Nation Sports Network. Let's take a quick break here. We'll come back, all tied up.
Base right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation
Across the United States
and from around the world. We're here for the rookies and the dreamers trying to make a name for themselves. We are here for the achievers
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Man, oh man, what a drive that was. What a stop by the defense. And then you turn that 4th down stop, march it down the field, and you score the touchdown.
Yeah, before that drive, Vestavia had about 32 yards of total offense, and that time, 42 yards of total offense. Now they're all the way up to 134. I mean, just an outstanding drive to put everything together, move the ball down the field, and just do a great job of finally putting an offensive drive together, which is what you've been wanting to. And the biggest thing for me is it's the first time you saw Vestavia be able to run the football, get good push by that offensive line that you pointed out, and then do a nice job of following those blockers by Purdy and doing a nice job. And a lot of razzle-dazzle on that one, and just improvising by Charlie Taff.
Keep that rolling. 7-7 now. How crucial is it for the defense now not to allow anything before intermission?
Huge. 5 minutes, 44 seconds left. If they're going to get anything, make them work hard. Make them go down the field. Make them earn it. Maybe you get another turnover here, but can the defense come up with something big? And again, Coach Evans loves to take risks in big games. I wouldn't be shocked if you might see an onside kick here, so just keep your eyes open and see if he might take a risk here as the momentum shifts just a little bit.
They've got 6 defenders up within the 10-yard line. It's a kick by Morgan. Good kick. Backs them up really high to the 1-yard line. Coverage team is down there. They've got a little seam on the far side still running. Finally knocks him out of bounds, but a great return far side by Davis as he works it. Make that haul. He got it out to the outside, but a flag down. What do you think it is?
It's going to be against the Huskies on the return. So instead of being all the way out past the 30, that's going to take him back inside the 20.
Ooh, that's huge. All the way back inside the 20, marking that football all the way back to the 10-yard line. So instead of being out near the 40, they got to start at the 10-yard line with 5:37 to play.
And that's a penalty that goes down as 10 yards in the stats when in reality it's 30-something yards. So a huge penalty against the Huskies.
Little things here and there going Vestavia's way now. Let's see if the defense can bow up. They've got the young freshman Floyd in at quarterback. He's looking to throw it. Contained outside, and Vestavia's all over him. Too many Rebels to call their names. Just give it a sack to the defense there.
Great pressure that time in the backfield. He wanted to go deep and get that ball to Cope. He had a little bit of a space, but too much pressure up front by the Rebels defense. And as we talk, playing behind the sticks.
Manown gets credit for the sack. 2nd and 11. Pass out the far side. Ball's on the ground. Incomplete pass. Coverage was there.
And that was a great read that time by Daniel Richardson on the outside. Parker Simpson last week had an interception on a very similar play against Auburn, and very fortunate for Hewitt Trussville there that wasn't a pick.
That was almost the freshman mistake right there. Threw that out there, not seeing the defender. 3rd down and 11. What can Vestavia's defense do here to maybe get the ball back and maybe steal some points before the half? Big play right here. Backed up on their own 9. Play clock down to 7 for them. Floyd with it. He's going to run it, just trying to get a little room, and that's going to be a big stop. 3 and out. Oh, we got a flag down on the far side.
And we'll see what that call is. That could be huge if it goes against the Rebels. Coach Josh Floyd just taking the very conservative call, not willing to take any risk. Backed up in his own, inside his own 20-yard line, but the Rebels have got a stop, but we've got to wait and see what this flag is.
Talking to the Hewitt captain.
Might be a, I don't want to speculate. We'll wait and see.
Personal foul, face mask call against Vestavia.
Face mask against Vestavia.
And just a huge blow for the Rebels.
It came from the line judge on the far side, so something in the pile of humanity there that is going to give them a first down and gets them out of the gets their backs up off the wall.
And that is huge. I mean, the Rebels were about to get the ball right at midfield after that punt. Instead, that's a first down for Hewitt out to the 26. So, look, mark that one down. 4 minutes, 59 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Got to flush it, though. Here we go. Floyd throws it out near side. It's caught and on the run for nearly a first down as Deuce Alston, as he gets the reception and works his way out.
And I think for Coach Floyd, that's the kind of passes you want your son to be throwing. Just roll out, get the short, get in the hands of your playmakers.
Now they run it back up the middle with Austin again. He gets the first down. It's going to be out to the 41-yard line.
And back to what you said, you have to flush it for Vestavia. Such a huge emotional shift in the ballgame. You think you've got the ball back. Now here they are driving once again.
Quarterback keeper up the middle, and Floyd, he's not getting a lot on his runs. That one maybe gets 2 yards.
Well, and Paxton Ussery made that tackle again. He is dominating up front in the early going of this ball game.
2nd and 8. Clock's approaching the 4-minute mark. Not going fast enough for me right now.
2nd and 8.
The young freshman for them forced into the start because of the injury to their starter last week, Jack Floyd. He's not taking all the snaps. They've run some other guys back there, but he's in there for this drive that may get them to throw the ball a little bit more. Hand off to Austin, up the middle, tackle goes down. That's the big man up front with the tackle. Is that Owen Wilbanks? Nope, it's Paxton Ussery in there with the tackle.
Yeah, back-to-back plays for Ussery. Again, just flying in. A lot of shifting by the Rebels defensively, really making Floyd think, making him look at a lot of different looks from this defense, and so now it's another 3rd down.
3 men with their hands on the ground for the Rebels. Maybe some pressure off the edge on this 3rd and 9. They bring 4. Rolling near side. Floyd's going to keep it. Look for the marker. He's going to come up just a tad short. It's going to be decision time, 4th and 1.
And he got a pretty good spot there. Looked like they marked him a little bit farther than he was, but nonetheless, it is right at midfield. They need to get just shy of the 49 on the Vestavia side. They're going to line up to go for it.
3 minutes to play in the half, 4th and 1. Last 4th down, they didn't get it. Man in motion, they snap it. We get a procedure penalty maybe. Nope, they call a timeout. Trussville calls the timeout right before the snap.
There is a lot happening in this game right now. A lot of chess being played between these two head coaches. Teams that like to go really, really fast, and then a nice timeout there by Hewitt head coach Josh Floyd to take some time to talk it over. We're blocked a little bit, but if I see the sticks correctly, they are just shy of the Vestavia 49. The football is just shy of midfield, so you're looking at needing right at a yard or maybe a little bit less.
Timeout situation. Vestavia's got 2 if they get the ball back. Trussville burned one earlier and burned one there, so they've only got 1 left. You like to save that last one in case you need to stop it for a kicker.
And I think for Coach Floyd, you got to take the clock into consideration too. Your defense has played really, really well. Do you risk going for it and maybe not getting it, and giving Vestavia just half a field to go as opposed to punting it and making them go the entire field? Or do you have that confidence in your offense knowing that the last time you went on a 4th and short, Vestavia came up with a stop?
2 huddles over there for Trussville. They got 1 with the offense, 1 with the special teams. Let's see what they send out. Looks like they're sending the special teams out. Nope, here comes the offense. I had the huddles backwards.
Yeah, I think, again, if it's me, I think you're going to come downhill. You're going to use Deuce Alston. You're going to use one of those backs. See if you can't just come downhill on the Rebels. And for the Rebels, you're going to load up. The wild card is, are you willing to go a little play action here for Hewitt? They're going to come up stacked very tightly.
Man in motion. Handoff right up the middle. Can they get the first down? He does fall for it. First down, Trussville.
Not by much. He did not get that one by about half a yard, but nonetheless, only needed a yard or a little bit less. He was able to convert. Nice call by Hewitt. Trussville, first down on the 48-yard line.
Clock's not running yet. The ref is, they never started the clock until the play started. They still about 4 or 5 seconds there. They go the far side. Great move there by number 11. Make it a hold, moving them back.
Yeah, that was a great athletic play by C.J. Davis. It looked like even Hewitt didn't feel set. Nobody felt set on that play. The clock wasn't running at the time it should have. Nice run by C.J. Davis, but it's going to come back.
Talking to the officials here, they're spotting the foul at the 45, so we'll back it up 10 to the other 45-yard line for the holding penalty to put them behind the sticks.
So that's going to take Hewitt back to the 45-yard line, make it first and about 17. Note that the ball, Hewitt does have one timeout. The ball will obviously stop on a first down. It'll stop on out of bounds or incomplete.
Getting to see Charlie Taft some on defense tonight, right? Is that him, or is that a different 11 out there?
Nope, different 11.
Okay. Quick pass from the far side. Some yardage back before they're knocked out on the far side.
Yeah, about 7 yards on that carry by C.J. Davis, just getting to the edge. And you just see the speed that he has just flying to the outside.
Leighton Osborne is the 11 out there that broke up, forced that play outside, so good play by Osborne there. All right, catch your breath, 2:26. That stopped the clock. Second down now and 8. Still a good position for the defense. Now we're going to get a offsides, motioning towards Trussville. I think maybe the receiver got a little too quick on his jump.
He absolutely did. And also for Coach Floyd, some mistakes for the Huskies that have put them in a tough position. And what you're thinking, obviously, if you're Hewitt Trussville, points is what you're seeking. That's what you're trying to get. But at the same time, you want to eat up this clock and make sure Vestavia doesn't get it back, doesn't have a chance to go back down the field.
And the one thing you don't want to do is give them a short field. Clock is rolling now. 2:20 to go. 2nd and 13. Floyd's going to keep this one, runs into the crowd, gets some positive yardage, but he's going to be way short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd and we'll call it a long 8, and a big crucial play here. Vestavia choosing not to use a timeout to stop the clock as we approach the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes to go in the half now, and Trussville probably will use all 25 seconds here if I was them.
They will, and for Vestavia, just want to keep everything in front. Do not allow the big play here.
Floyd hands it off. They're going to run and get a first down out of it. Power run, dragging Rebels with them all the way down inside the 30. And that is Austin with the first down. That's a big one for them.
Yeah, very conservative play call by Hewitt, almost as if they're saying, hey, we're going to try to make you use your timeouts, run this clock, and instead just a good job of getting his pads low and firing through for the Kentucky commitment.
90 seconds to go in the first half. Try to get out of here without giving them a touchdown. First down play for them. Both coaches' staffs audibling right now. The offense and the defensive staffs adjusting. As you said earlier, a great chess game. They hand it up the middle again, and once again, it's their big hoss of a running back, Deuce Austin, who carries a couple of guys with him for 5-6 more yards.
1 minute, 5 seconds to go in the second quarter.
All right, need to make them do something then run it up the middle here. Under 1 minute. Fake the end around. It's Floyd up the middle again. Little man works his way to just outside the 15. That's a first down for them. It'll stop the clock momentarily.
As a reminder, he is a freshman, and they fully seem to trust him to do everything in this offense, which is a credit to him of just how developed he is as a coach's son playing that quarterback position.
42 seconds, clock running down to 40 seconds as they get the snap off on the first down. On the far side is Davis. He's having to dodge rebel after rebel after rebel. He stayed in bounds, which was huge right there.
And now decision time for Coach Floyd. He's now telling his offense to get back up on the line of scrimmage, calling a play quickly. Vestavia's got to get reset. They're walking back to the line. They have time. They are set.
19 seconds. Clock running. Play clock doesn't matter anymore. Floyd looks to the end zone. Nobody open. Now he's going to run. try to get some yardage. He's got some real estate, fights his way inside to the 5-yard line, and they're screaming for a timeout with 5 seconds left, and Trussville will get the timeout. Great coverage by a Rebel defense.
And I think both sides will live with what happened on that play. That was a great effort by Floyd. Again, trying to make something happen as that clock was winding down. He's actually fortunate that he got tackled when he didn't try to do any more moves. But for Vestavia, doing a great job back in coverage, not allowing to get anyone open, and then making the tackle on Floyd as he got inside the 10-yard line. Got to think they're now just going to send the field goal kicking unit on to try to put 3 points on.
Coming up the half, a interesting conversation with Vestavia legend Buddy Anderson. And we'll give you some first half stats. Take a listen and look at some of the pageantry of the halftime show, the bands, all that coming up at the half. 5 seconds still to go here. I would expect you, with no timeouts, you just roll out the kicking team and try for 3 here.
Yeah, the only option is, do they trust a pass into the end zone? And I just can't imagine with a freshman quarterback that you would trust that, take that risk at this point in the ballgame when you have what would be essentially a 22-yard field goal, kind of a gimme extra point for a field goal.
5 seconds is quick, man.
Right. Yeah, on the NFL, they would take that risk. They'd be willing to try and throw that route. At the high school level, that's just a lot to happen in 5 seconds. I don't think you trust it. I think
just because I'm that guy, go back and look at the 2:46 mark of this. A little slow on that play clock, and a few seconds here and a few seconds there, and we're in a different situation here. But it is what it is with 5 seconds to go.
And they're
going to try to run a play.
Wow, I am really, really surprised. This has got to be a pass into the end zone. Obviously, they've got stud receivers, Dylan Cope to the bottom of your field. They got C.J. Davis in the slot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Rebels, 8 Rebels lined up at the goal line. Quick pass, fade, backside, jump ball knocked loose, incomplete. Time runs out.
I cannot believe they did that. I cannot believe they did that.
The half ended. They're heading to the locker room.
That's why you do not take that risk. That is an unbelievable decision by head coach Josh Floyd. He took the risk, and it bit him.
I'll say this for them. I think I looked at the clock when there was tenths of a second up there.
But you can't take that risk. There's no replay. There's nothing that you can do here in this situation to change that play. You have to go with what the call is on the field. And if they do try to change it, you're going to see Coach Evans lose his mind.
Yeah, they've called the half already.
There is no mechanism by which you can go back and stop that clock.
Here goes Robert Evans out there, and they called the half. Robert Evans stops, claps his hands, and says, good call.
And look, head coach Josh Floyd is an incredible football coach. That was a bad decision. You just can't take that risk there.
Yeah, if there was any time left, it was tenths of a second, and not every high school stadium has a tenth of a second on their clock there. Oh, boy, that was bang, bang. 7-7, perfect first half for Vestavia. Didn't always look perfect, but the outcome is perfect so far. Now you've narrowed the game down to 24 minutes. We'll talk about that before we come back out to roll with the second half. Let's get a quick timeout in and come back and take a look at the Vestavia Rebels band, and then maybe enjoy some time with Coach Buddy. This is the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
For more than 50 years, Senator Jabba Wagner has served Alabama with honor and called Vestavia Hills home. Thank you, Senator Wagner, for your historic legacy of service.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Vestavia Hills City Schools Superintendent Dr. Todd Freeman and Principal Dr. Blair Nabnett, we are proud to present for your halftime entertainment the Vestavia Hills High School Rebel Marching Band. The band is directed by Mr. Horton, and the Associate Director is Mrs. Heather Palmer. The band is under the direction of Mrs. Wells, Sadie Jones, Philip Captain, Lisa Graham, Red Factor is acting as a Hunter, Rocket is Mary Smith, Flag Captain is Nacho, and white. Tonight, we present our 125 show titled One Short Day, featuring music from the Big Brother Music Weekend. Please welcome the Vestavia High School for 2 parts of
That is the Vestavia. Outstanding job of the halftime performance where it's 7-7. Hewitt and Vestavia Hills tied up on what's been some high-level Class 7A football to start this ball game. At this time, we will send it to an interview with Vestavia legend, former head coach Buddy Anderson.
Right here in Birmingham. Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation
Across the United States.
and from around the world.
We're here for the rookies and the dreamers.
Trying to make a name for themselves.
We are here for the achievers.
Who are resilient.
And won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches.
Athletic trainers and mentors who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you.
Aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
For more than 50 years, Senator Jabba Wagner has served Alabama with honor and called Vestavia Hills home. Thank you, Senator Wagner, for your historic legacy of service.
Right when I toured Stanford's campus, I immediately felt the communal atmosphere and environment.
A lot of parents, they're looking for a place where their children can come, they can continue to grow in Christ, they can feel safe, and they can be encouraged and motivated.
We promise them that when they come, they're going to be surrounded by people who love them, who help them to find meaning and purpose in their life, and who really help them to flourish and become the men and women that God is calling them to be.
Out of every place that I could have gone, this was the place for me.
So my favorite part about being at a scrimmage the other night was looking across the way and seeing you put down a chair and come out and watch a little ball practice.
Yeah,
You
well,
still like to do that?
Well, I haven't done that much, but you know I do enjoy. I just enjoy being around the kids, and I still know a lot of the kids. I have. We've continued since I retired the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Bible Study on Wednesday night, and I know a lot of them through that, and I've worked with some of them at Positz in the 9th grade school. So just keeping up with them, and you know, it's good to see them, and they like seeing me come out there. I mean, when I stepped away, that's the only thing, the biggest thing I miss is the association with the kids and the other coaches and teachers. But I love being around those kids.
You know, I hear that a lot from coaches who step away, and you know, had a chance with Coach Saban last year, and I said, "Do you miss the games?" And he's like, "I don't miss the games." He goes, "I miss preparing for practice." How much did you love practice back in the day?
On like August weather, no, I don't miss that. I can assure you that I don't miss that. And I told several of my players I'm gonna have to apologize to them, because we'd come out and it'd be hot and humidity, and you know, the heat index over 100, and I say, the hotter the heat, the better the product, you know, or come out and say the last cool day or something like that, just to get a little rise out of them. But I don't miss those hot days, and that was not my favorite part. I'd have to put on a front during that part.
That's going to surprise a lot of people that played with you. I had a chance to meet some of your former players the other night, and that's what they say most about your program here. That's continued on now, is just how religious-based, family-based, relationship-based it was. Was that a big part of what you tried to build here?
That's exactly what we're trying to build here. That, you know, and I would tell the seniors every year when they finish their football season, I said, our relationship's just beginning. You know, I would love to. I mean, I'll be here, and you'll know where you can find me. I'll be here, and our relationship will continue. And that's part of what I enjoy, and I've enjoyed watching a lot of them. You know, their kids come up and played. A lot of them played. Their kids played for me, and so it's never got to the grandchildren, but it did get a lot of the children. And you know, it was like it is fun. It's just being part of a big family.
And a lot of success along the way too. I saw coaches when I would go to their practices that were screamers and face mask grabbers and that kind of stuff. And your practices were never that way. Intense. But never demeaning. Two different ways to do things.
All right, we were intense, and you know, we had our moments. You know, it was, of course, when you're in the heat of a practice, and especially the literal heat of a practice and things, and you're trying to drag it out of you're having to drag it out of them to get them to understand that they got to go during those times. It, you know, gets tough, but you know, we were just, and like, we just wanted to be a family, and we felt like that we were a family. And I had great coaches that coached with me. Robert's dad, Bruce, was, you know, as good a friend of anybody I've ever had, and he was a great coach. Sammy Dunn, you know, a lot of people don't realize that Sammy was also a great football coach as well as a baseball coach. And Peter Brash, and Peter was with me for 30-something years, and he was as good as they come. And Rick Grammer started with me in '79, and you know, and then they had other coaches, George Hatchett and Steve Gadosh, that coached the freshman team for me, and of course they were renowned in their own sports, wrestling and basketball, and then a lot of others that, you know, came on. You know, I had a lot of my former players, Brent Welburn, Greg Smith, and Jake James, who's coaching with them now, and Greg, I think I said Greg Smith, but I'm hoping not leaving anybody else. Sammy Queen, I hired Sammy, and you know, just all those guys that some of them played for me and some of them didn't, but you know, just the camaraderie we had was a lot of fun.
Those names are, my entire broadcasting career was covering those guys, that your coaching staff. I loved covering you. One thing that's changed, everybody's got a turf field now. Did you enjoy growing grass back in the day? Was that hard on you guys? Did you ever line the field off?
Robert, and the coaches today, they wouldn't be coaching if they had to do what we used to have to do. I mean, I had to cut the field. We had to, you know, if it got too high, if it rained and you couldn't cut it, then we had to rake the field. And, you know, we also, with as many activities going on, we had to replant it every year. And that was a big deal starting in May, was replanting those fields, and just the work we had to do on the fields. And it was, if I had to still do that, I wouldn't have gone as long as I did. But putting in the turf field, and we put the first one in '04, and the second one in '14, and then Robert, they just put the newest one in '24, 10 years wear. But the thing is, everybody can use it. You don't worry about wearing it out, because you're not going to wear it out with a band practicing on it, or, you know, the other sports PE on it. So but if I've said, if they had to do what we used to have to do, and even to the point that now that the grass fields that are in the system, they have a company that comes in and does them. I said, the only company we had was us, and lining that field and we, of course, it was a lot of fun. Peter we had a freshman athletics, the 7th period, and then athletics, varsity athletics, 8th period. So we would get our freshmen to line the field. We'd have to teach them, and they give them jobs of what they do. We had guys that could hold the strings, guys that were smart enough to hold the strings and knew what to do, and guys that would do the hash marks, and guys that do the numbers. And Peter would always say, be sure and get a case of green paint. And the first time he said that, I said, what are you talking about? He said, you'll understand. Well, we go out there to line it off the first time with the numbers. We had the 55-yard line. we had the you know, hash marks on the goal line and stuff like that we had to paint over. But after we get it, I mean, it'd take us 2 days to line the field. But once we got them in about the 3rd or 4th game, they could do it in 45 minutes, and just because it was like a machine after that. But it was
a good learning experience there. What's it like having one of your guys in charge of the program now?
Well,
running the program?
There's a lot of pride with that, a lot of, you know, and he's doing a great job, and you know, he does things different than I do, which in a lot of ways, some ways, it's the same. But you know, he played here. He understands the community here, and I think that's a big part of it, because you got to understand the community, and it's just, we try to make it a big family, and that's the way that we approached it, and Robert has done a good job, and he's got several other former players. And of course, Chad Merrill, forgot Chad, and Cody Merrill both on the staff, and they played here, and they really enjoy coaching here.
How thankful are you that your years were here with this community? Because when you talk about this program, it is a community program.
Well, I never dreamed I would be here my whole career, and when I started in 1972, and after 49 years, still, and of course the last 43 I was a head coach, but also back then we did, most of my career I was coaching 2 sports. I was a head football coach, plus I coached another sport, and basically all my coaches did that. And basically to get hired, I'd say, you got to coach another sport, because I was also athletic director for 38 of those years, and until Jeff Seeger's another one that played for me. He was my assistant athletic director, and he took over my last several years. But those guys, it was important. This program was important to them, and so it was. Here again, I never dreamed that I would be here that long, but God bless my time here, and bless the, everything that we were doing. Not that we were always, everything was great, but we had a fun time doing it.
Yeah, you were a blessing to Vestavia, man.
Yeah, it was a blessing to me. It's still a blessing. We had over 40 kids at our FCA Bible study. We started this last week, and the first Wednesday night we had it was this week, and we had over 40 kids in it, and it was a great time.
In every moment, greatness awaits for the bold, the visionary, and those ready to take their shot. Here, we don't chase success, we define it. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
Some of the great Vestavia fans on hand tonight, 7-7 halfway through this battle. What's the stat sheet telling you, Chad Pilcher?
Well, it shows how well Hewitt has played at times. How about the first down discrepancy? Hewitt Trussville 17 first downs, only 5 for Vestavia Hills. Total yards, Hewitt 180, Vestavia 124, but Vestavia came up with the big time plays when they needed them, able to make those big plays. Both teams doing really well on third down. Vestavia 4 of 7, Hewitt 5 of 7. Time of possession, Hewitt leads 15 minutes to 8:56. So 15:04 to 8:56 for Hewitt. You look at the individual stats, Charlie Taff, 5 of 9 for 38 yards. He did have that interception. He's also run it 8 times for 12 yards. Luke Stubbs is the leading receiver. He's thrown it caught 3 balls for 23 yards, and then Carson Purdy, 5 carries for 20 yards and 1 touchdown. Looking at the Hewitt Trussville side, Jack Floyd, the freshman quarterback, 6 of 8, 68 yards and a touchdown. His older brother Parker Floyd, 1 of 1 for 9 yards. Alston's carried the ball 13 times for 60 yards. C.J. Davis has carried it 8 times for 31 yards, and then Dylan Cope has 3 catches for 44 yards, but unable to come up with that last catch right before the half in the end zone. And then looking defensively, you look at that time of possession, you look at that many first downs, obviously that means the Vestavia defense has been on the field a good bit. Owen Wilbanks, 12 tackles so far just in the first half to lead the Rebels. Daniel Richardson has 7, Paxton Ussery has 7, Nick Williams has 7.
Did I hear you right? First downs are 17-5?
17-5, which is really incredible to have that big of discrepancy. And then look at the rushing yards. Again, when you talk about first downs, Hewitt Trussville's already carried the ball 36 times in this ball game for 103 yards. Vestavia's carried it 14 times for 42, and I think that's the big deal. If you look at that 36 yards, that's only about a 3-yard per carry average, but they're getting those 3 to 4 yard chunks so many times, and that picks up the first downs, extends the drives. But ultimately, the difference in this ball game is the big 4th down stop for Vestavia. When Hewitt was driving in the red zone, they chose not to take the field goal there. They went for it and were stopped. And then here, when they were on the 5-yard line, had a chance for just a chip shot field goal. They tried to get one more play in, throw the ball into the end zone, didn't get that, and time expired. So instead of potentially getting 6 more points there, Hewitt comes up with nothing, and that's why we're tied 7-7.
7-7, about ready to kick off the second half. You heard Living on a Prayer playing there in the background, part of our music here inside Husky Field. And that's where we are right now. A little bit of on the edge, but it's the kind of game it was going to be to get to the 7-7 score. Next week, back at home, and then back on the road. It's region time, boys. Every game's tough.
It's region. Hillcrest coming on the road next week, and that was Vestavia's first win last year. Vestavia started out 0-3 with a really difficult schedule. Got that first win on the road against Hillcrest to go to 1-3, and then ultimately made the playoffs. If the Rebs can have a good half here, they're going to potentially move to 3-0. So either team that wins this ball game moves to 3-0. And for Vestavia, you have to play one of those games in the lower scores. Can't afford to let it get up in the 30s and the 40s. If you look at the history, we talked coming into this game, Vestavia leads the all-time series. Hewitt's won 7 out of the last 8. But if you look at the last 5, last year Vestavia lost at the last minute, 18-14. But in the 4 Hewitt victories right before that, 55-27, 45-37, 49-35, and 42-35. So as the score goes up, that goes advantage Hewitt.
So low scoring. Let's keep it that way in the second half and stay into this thing. Picture perfect so far. May not be something that'll hang in the rafters for Robert Evans tonight. Nothing he would want to hang on the wall, but it's been by design to be this way. 7-7. Vestavia won the toss, took the ball. Now they'll kick off to start the second half.
And this Vestavia defense will come out, and to talk about how well they've played. Last week, Hewitt Trussville put up 612 yards of total offense. So far tonight, just 180.
Big rest for that defense, so this will be about as fresh as they'll be the entire second half. Let's start it off with good coverage. Thanks for watching along the way live with us, or maybe you're watching a replay. If you are, give us a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, set your alerts, and we're ready to go in the second half. Great kick, good hang time once again to the 5. And here comes the coverage for Vestavia. They're right on the spot to start things off great in the second half.
That's a nice tackle by Ben Ponder, getting down the field on the special teams.
Way to go, Benny. Way to start us off there. So here we go. Defensive time. Set the tone here, and let's see what we can do in the second half. Trussville has been forced to play their young freshman quarterback, son of the coach Jack Floyd, a lot of the plays in the first half, but they've done some wildcat with their big running core at different times, but Floyd comes out to start the second half. And they're slow here. This is not usual for them to be inside 10 on the play clock. Quick snap for him here. Floyd's going to keep it, run it up the middle, and get a nice gain there for him. One of his better runs here, other than the one right before the half. That gets him 6, 2nd and 4.
Paxton Ussery, Nick Williams on the carry. One thing coming to this game, they obviously have excellent athletes. Coach Evans was really concerned about number 4, James Kelly. Our stats only show him with 1 catch so far tonight.
Floyd fakes it, draw play, back up the middle. Staying at home is that Rebel defense, and we're going to get a 3rd down early on. Great defense to stay home. Austin on the carry. Arundel was there, and a host of other Rebels. Harper with the official tackle there. And now here we go, 3rd down. Let's see if we can get them off the field. On their own 29, 3rd and 3. It's Davis. He's going to keep it out of the Wildcat and gets the 1st down easily, falling across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
That is tough to defend. C.J. Davis, just a phenomenal athlete, only a sophomore, and you put him, he basically just got to be an athlete there on that play. Jump around, find the seam, shoot forward for the 1st down.
Floyd back behind the center now. with Austin back there with him. Davis is sort of down near H-back position on the hash mark. Floyd's going to roll and going to keep it as he keeps it on the run and gets a lot of running room down that far sideline. They're going to say he stepped out at the 46-yard line. Picks up 8.
That was a really good block by Deuce Austin on the outside. He was able to hook the Vestavia defender, and that's what allowed Floyd to get to the outside. And that's now 2 back-to-back first downs where Floyd's gotten 7 or 8 yards carrying the ball.
And really, he was sort of the guy you wanted to see running it in the first half. But now they're working back to their power in Austin again on the top side of that Vestavia defensive line. Not a lot of yardage, but enough for the first down.
So clearly for this Hewitt offensive staff, they decided, hey, we're just going to run right at him. We can mix it up. We can go to the outside. We can come back in the middle. But for us to get moved, what we like the best in that first half is just running the ball right at them, and that's exactly what they've done to start this second half.
Ussery and Wilbanks in there on the tackle on the top side. They'll motion Kelly back behind, and they'll hand it off to him right up the middle. Good Vestavia defense there. That play maybe gets 2.
And it's such a difficult call for the defensive coordinator, Chad Merrill, head coach Robert Evans. How aggressive do you want to be? You want to try and stop that run, but if you clog it up too much, they're just going to take a shot to one of these outstanding receivers.
Swing pass near side, thrown out, got a hold, nope, no call. First down run there by number 1. That is Cope on the swing pass. Actually a backwards pass that works, gets him into space.
And that's the type of play for Vestavia. It was a nice job of blocking downfield by Kelly. The defender has got to get off of that ball. One of two things are going to happen. Either you're going to force him to make a decision or you get a hold.
Reverse top side. Vestavia stays home, but another good play call from Trussville. Going to be another first down run.
Yeah, really good adjustments at halftime by Coach Floyd and his offensive staff. They've looked really good on this drive. They're getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards a pop on every play.
They'll mark him down just short of the yardstick. Davis goes top side. He'll get the first down this time, and a nice little drive for Trussville here out of the locker room.
Yeah, we're less than 3 minutes into this ball game, and they're already into this quarter, and they're already inside the red zone.
Pace of play stays fast for them. They're back lined up and ready to go with 31 on the play clock, and it's the quarterback keeper. It's Floyd. He's got a seam. He's down inside the 10 to the 9, but the ball's out. I think Trussville picked it up and tried to advance it.
That was a heads-up call play by Dylan Cope. Floyd took a shot. Ball came out, but Cope was there, picked it up, and fell forward for a couple more.
Man, that was a good bounce for Trussville there to stay alive. Now they're first and goal at the 9. Big defensive play. Oh, they let him get out. Davis going the other way now. Davis to the end zone, knocked down at the 2-yard line. Had him in the backfield and got away.
Haynes Bridges was there, had him wrapped up, just not able to pull him down. And yes, that's an incredible play by Davis, but also for Vestavia that you've got to make that kind of play in this type of game.
That's how strong Davis is, to fight off and out of the grip there to get down to the 2. Second down play. Would be surprised if they did anything but hand it to Austin right here. Hand off Austin, right side to the end zone, touchdown Trussville. Light show says it all. Touchdown for the home team. 13-7, extra point pending. Kick is up, it's good, and Trussville takes a 14-7 lead. Let's see what the offense can do when we come back on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Husky scoring drive, 12 plays, covering 78.
Baptist Health is on your team. From everyday care to life's emergencies, we've got you covered. Baptist Health, on your team, on and off the field.
Back with you here at Husky Field, 14-7. Hewitt Trussville leads it. I don't know, you talk to some people in these parts and they'll tell you this may be Coach Floyd's best Trussville team.
It absolutely is, and you see the athletes that they have, and that's what's so dominant, and that's why it was such a big deal to have the quarterback go out, but you haven't seen a ton of drop-off with the quarterback play, and that's a credit to Floyd, his youngest son, coming in and playing this game, but then just so many guys they can get the football to, and I think that's what they decided at halftime. We're going to quit worrying about trying to throw it. We're going to just see if we can just kind of pound it right at this Rebel defense, and they did that on that drive, and so now it's Vestavia's turn. You get the feeling, obviously Hewitt made some adjustments there at the half. They came out, had a great drive. Now it's time for the Rebel offense to see what kind of adjustments they made and how they'll adjust to this Hewitt Trussville defense.
All right, so we line it up down a touchdown. We've been down a touchdown before and came back and fought and tied it up. Dodged a couple of shots early on to the gut, but lived to fight another day. Let's see what this offense can do now. Fresh out of the locker room, as Chad just says. Let's see what adjustments they made. Laws and Stubbs back for the Rebels. Coach Floyd aggressive as well. Don't want to give away an onside kick to them either. Shorter kick will go to an up guy. Taken near side, out to the 30, out to the 37-yard line. A good return there by Grayson Harper.
Yeah, you'll take it. That's a nice start to the drive, or nice starting field position for the Rebels. And I think just going back, again, only had 124 yards of total offense, but had several opportunities where the Rebels could have extended drives and just not quite able to do so. We'll see, do they go to the ground? How aggressive, how creative do they get on this first drive?
PA guy says that was LeMaster, so I'll trust him. He's probably younger than I am. Handoff near side. Nope, keeper by Taft. Big hole there. Leaps over the 50. Did he lose the football?
Ball came out.
Or was he down? They're going to rule him down. Great athletic move from Taft. Gets it to the 48. Boy, the blocking up front was great.
That was outstanding. And again, the motion, the defense went with the fake. Thought the ball was rolling to the right. That was one of those plays. Taft jumped a little late. Had he jumped a little early, he may have been able to hurdle that defender. But nonetheless, a big first down gain, and that moves the sticks.
All right, so quickly into Trussville territory. Down a score, trying to answer. A little bit at a time, guys, on first down. I formation. Running near side with it. Handoff, and blocking is wonderful again. 9 big, strong yards right there for Carson Purdy, and we're 1 yard away from another first down.
They gave Vestavia a very generous spot. I think we got an extra about a half yard on that play, so they're going to move the sticks again. So for Vestavia, 2 plays, 2 runs, 2 first downs.
Offensive line has come out controlling the 3-4 defense of Trussville on this opening drive. They're basically saying, hey, you guys ran it down our throats. Let's see if we can do it to you so far. Clock is ticking. Play clock at 10 when they snap it. LeMaster throws it over the middle into double coverage. Laws is knocked to the ground. No flag.
We do have a flag on the field. I think that's going to be roughing the passer against the Huskies.
LeMaster got hit after he let go of it down the middle. Wait for the official call. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. 15 more yards. And another Vestavia first down. Hey, give it to LeMaster, saying they're taking that late hit and put that ball out there, but a lot of physical play down the field.
Big play. I want to take a second to recognize the ball boys running on and off the field. They do it all season. Will Caudill, Cooper Dempsey, and William Mummert. They were there last year. They're here again doing a great job helping out the team.
Here we go. Ball at the 23, first down. LeMaster and Taft out there. LeMaster comes in motion. Taft on the keeper, up the middle. Gets it down to the 20-yard line.
And we've seen LeMaster throw some very nice balls, but just having him on the field when you have 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time, that's so difficult for a defense because you have to think about what might happen. It just makes you play a little bit softer, which gives you a chance to kind of be a little more aggressive running the football.
Correction, that was Harper in motion there. So here we go. Taft gets somebody to jump this time. That's going to be 5 yards for Vestavia. Boy, I think both coaching staff would say so far these first offensive drives have gone exactly the way they hoped to in the locker room if Vestavia can finish with a touchdown.
And it tells you how good these coaching staffs are. They see what's happening. You have a game plan. You kind of stop at a 7-7 draw in that first half, and you go in, you make changes. Both of these offensive coaches have done that. They're moving down the field. Vestavia looking to cash theirs in like the Huskies did. And now it's time for the defensive coaches to start making adjustments to try and match what the offensive coaches have done.
Okay, I formation now. Tapp puts him in motion. Handoff near side. Nice push by that offensive line. The big guys gets him down inside the 10-yard line. They'll push him back to right at the 10. Another first down for Vestavia. That's Purdy on the big run, and that offensive line is doing some great work up there.
Yeah, another nice carry by Carson Purdy. That takes him to 36 yards on the night. Obviously had the touchdown a little bit earlier. The ball is spotted right on the 10-yard line, so the Rebels cannot get a first down. It's first and goal.
First and goal at the 10 now. So we got to go a long way to get into the end zone now. Toughest 10 yards on the field right here. Out of the shotgun formation, Harper in motion. Handoff near side. Nope, Tapp keeps it. Going the other way with it. Works his way down to the 5. Good play there.
That was a really nice run by Charlie Tapp. I'm sure you'll see some motion. I'm sure you'll see some play action, but I would not be shocked if Charlie Tapp's about to carry the ball 3 times in a row, and either he gets in the end zone or he doesn't. But you want the ball in the hands of your best player, and that's Charlie Tapp.
Let's see if they hand it off, though, in the motion this time to set up 2 Tapp runs. Your point is probably not a field goal situation here. Probably going to run 3 plays from the 6-yard line. Second down. Handoff right side. Power into the end zone. Give him 6. Whoa! What a run! Purdy and company, they explode out of there for 6.
And the only way you do something different is you've got a running back that can bring it like that. Carson Purdy, off tackle, runs straight ahead, just lowers the boom to get into the end zone for his 5th touchdown of the night that brings us the Rebels within 1.
Man, he was shot out of a cannon. Let's get that extra point and tie this thing up now. 4:51 to go. What a powerful run. What a great job by that offensive line. The hold, the kick is up. It's good. We're tied. All right, folks. 4:51 to go in the 3rd. How good is this? Vestavia 14. Hewitt Trussville 14. Quick break here on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
Taylor Burton Company, we've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community, that's what we're built on.
Back with you here in Trussville, Husky Field, where the drive that Vestavia needed out of the locker room after falling behind 14-7 just happened. And man, you can't say enough about our offensive line. They've been having to do extra work tonight so far, and they opened up some holes, including that one that got the big man, Carson Purdy, into the end zone for his 5th touchdown.
Yeah, they've really been outstanding tonight. Copeland Stiles, Jackson Dill, Caleb Boylan, William Guathney, Pearson Tucker, just bringing it all night long against a really, really talented Hewitt Trussville defense. This is a team that only gave up 9 points per game. Last season, they led the state in fewest points per game, and then so far this year, they had only given up 1 touchdown in 8 quarters of football, and this is just an offense that's really brought it tonight. The way that they've moved the ball on the ground, just done an outstanding job.
You guys cannot see tonight. Chad Pilcher is working with about 62, 63 pieces of paper up here. Do you have law clerks that put this together for you?
All done by me.
All done by you. Best in the business. I mean, I've only done 2 games with you, but best in the business.
We are making it work tonight, and what makes it even better is high-level high school football. And this is Class 7A. This is about as good as you're going to see in the state of Alabama.
All right, 14-14. Now let's see what the defense can do. Another good kick from Sloan Morgan inside the 5 with great hang time. Return coming out. The coverage is there. Lawson Maynown there with the tackle. And here we go now. Defensive time as they started at the 25.
It can't say enough either about what the special teams have done. This is a dangerous return team for Hewitt Trussville. They just have outstanding athletes back there, guys that can make plays. Coach Evans is saying, hey, I'm going to kick it to you. I believe in my guys. I'll let them go make plays. And they've answered the bell so far every time tonight.
Manown down there on the coverage, and Vestavia's defense is out there waiting on Trussville to come out. Ref blows the play clock into play with 4:44 to go. We're tied at 14 in what has been a great high school football game so far. There's Floyd with the keeper. He's going to roll it, and he's going to run out of real estate and only get the ball maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
So that's the adjustment by Vestavia's defense. That time they went 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and kind of had a flex player, kind of playing in between of the two, but 7 guys in the box. So what do you do for Hewitt? We got to throw the ball. We got to go to the outside. They try to roll it, and just good pursuit by the Vestavia defense.
2nd down and 10. And now a big handoff, and here we go, off to the races. There goes Austin. He's at the 35, the 20, the 10, the 5, the touchdown.
And coming into this game, Coach Evans said we've got to minimize the big plays. We can't afford to let them score on the big-time shots, and they got one there.
Everything has been earned. Every piece of real estate tonight has been earned from both teams until right then. And the big play goes deep. 73 yards for Austin. Big man's got some wheels once he got out there. The extra point is good. And now Trussville answers quickly, and it's 21-14. Man, that drive took less than a minute.
Just perfect execution by Hewitt. Look, they've got SEC guys playing in these spots. Guys are going to be playing on Saturdays going forward, and you hope you can slow them down. You hope you can keep them, but that time just blocked up really, really well. Again, this is a Hewitt offensive line that has 3 seniors returning, 3 seniors starting on that offensive line. It's got 4 returning starters. It's got guys that know how to play the position, and they just executed that one perfectly, outnumbered Vestavia, and then Austin was off to the races.
Run fit's been so good defensively all night long. That seam hasn't been there. Anything they've gotten, they've had to earn. And then all of a sudden, that time, one seam opened up and he was gone.
And in the first half, it was, hey, defense is stepping up, continuing to make plays. And now it's become a little bit of a shootout here on the offensive side. And you hate to have that pressure on, but for Vestavia's offense, you have to answer. You're not going to be able to. You get the sense that both teams, or at least Hewitt's going to keep scoring as this night's go on. So how's the Vestavia offense going to answer starting here on the kickoff return?
All right. Tied it up, and now they're back up by 7. Here's the kick. It's going to be taken by Laws in the end zone, so high school rules, he can't run it out. So maximum length of the field, Vestavia will have to go on this drive. First drive out of the locker room was great. Can they duplicate it now?
Yeah, and what they were able to do is run the football. It was the offensive line really doing a nice job. It was getting good fits, had a lot of motion that kind of took defenders with them, and then you ran in the other direction. So I think you'll continue to see more of that from offensive coordinator Josh Franklin until Hewitt comes up with a way to stop it.
Again, this team has scored 54 and 56 in their 2 games this year. They just had a 38-yard drive to get their 21st point of the night. Here on the keeper with nowhere to go is Luke Stubbs on the end around. 2-3 big Husky defenders waiting on that play.
So coming with motion, went on the end around to Stubbs, but just did not budge at all, did the Husky defense. They read that one perfectly.
Is that a straight handoff, or is that a read by Tapp?
That's probably a straight handoff. I'm sure they block it up and with some schemes that hope flow goes the other way, but it just didn't.
Right. Taking your time, trying to get the right play in after that one lost a yard. 2nd and 11. Vestavia right in front of the opposing band. Tapp quick out to Laws, makes the catch on the sideline. Well short of the sticks, though. That play is going to get 3 yards, maybe 4.
And just a safe play call that time, a quick hitch route out to Laws. And what you're trying to do is put yourself in a position to be in a 3rd and short. But as he came back to get the football, he actually only picked up about 3, and they had already lost. So it's a 3rd and long.
3rd, and we're going to call it 8. Truthfully, because that's shorter than 9, easier to get. Let's go, 3rd and 8, right in front of the opposing student section and band. Big shift, opposite side, play clock at 10. Plenty of time to get the play off. Taft gets him exactly where he wants him, calls for the football, he's got it. Spins it out, down the field and caught. Short of the first down, though, by a yard, maybe 2.
This is a hard decision by Coach Evans. I think it's about a yard. They're going to mark it right at a full yard. Gosh, it would be a huge gamble to go for it here, but man, with the way Hewitt's going, you might be willing to do it.
Got to roll the dice at some point. Is this the time they're going to roll it?
Braxton Hunt, the sophomore, comes into the ball game. It's about a yard and a half, 4th and about a yard and a half.
Let's see what we do. Lined up on 4th down. Late signal coming in from the offensive staff. Play clock's at 3, 2, 1. They get it off. Taft's keeping it. He's running. He's got the first down. Almost broke it for more, but he's out to the 40, and that's a gutsy call, and it's a first down, and the drive's alive.
That was such a good play by Charlie Taft. Deontay Seals flew into the backfield. He was standing there looking directly at Taft. Taft made a move to make him miss to pick up that first down. He had him in the chance to get him in the backfield. Just an incredible run by Charlie Taft.
Fell for the old dead leg move. They used to do that in the 70s. Taft brought it back in 2025 for a first down. Here we go now. Man comes around Laws, the fake. Taft's looking for the home run ball, pulls it down. He's going to run it now. He's going to run it well out to around the 48-yard line.
I like that play call. Try to take a shot down the field. You had the deep route on kind of the post route, and then you had a wheel route coming out of the backfield as well. Both of them were covered really, really well by the Husky defense. Taft made the smart decision, tucked it, runs, and picks up 9 yards.
2 minutes, 1 second to play. Play got 9 yards, so it's 2nd and 1. Taft's making a lot of smart choices tonight from that quarterback position. Put a lot on the plate, don't you?
Oh, they do, and they give him options. A lot of these are RPOs, run pass options, and he's making the decision on what play to run. He's got this offense cooking right now.
Fakes it to Laws again, hands it up the middle. Didn't get it. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Great stop by the defense. Going to be 3rd down.
That was Harrison Malone, the linebacker, making the tackle, and that's a play Vestavia's probably run 20 times so far this season. That is the first time it's gone for negative yardage. Just a perfect read by this Hewitt Trussville defense.
Actually loses a yard, so it's 3rd and 2. 3rd down, ball sits on Vestavia's 48. I guess we're 4 down territory the rest of the way. I mean, if you go for it on your own 25, you'll go for it here. Couple of plays to get 2. Taft fakes it, keeps it up the middle, 1st down, and he's still going down to the 41-yard line, and there's Taft doing it again. RPO.
Great run. Noah Boylan is in the ball game now. Great run by Taft, and I think that was the situation for Boylan. You hold him until you have to absolutely use him. Either somebody gets hurt or you need him with a chance to try to go make something happen. So he is here in the ball game with 1 minute, 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
He's gutting it out, man. Playing hurt. Everybody getting a little tired as we're in the final minute of this half, of this quarter. This handoff goes to Boylan, and he runs it down right on the 35-yard line. We'll have to get one more play off this quarter.
And for the Rebels, you've been able to do it running the football. Just different ways, different guys, different looks, but they've been effective running the ball. This time, they're going to come out with a trips look to the near side.
You can see Boylan is not moving as smoothly as he usually does, but he's gutting it out for his teammates. Likely will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 21-14. Taft fakes it, and the pressure is there. Man, they brought a little blitz off the near side, and all the motion set it up there for a loss, and now the quarter ends. Vestavia's down a touchdown and facing a big 3rd and 7. Lights go out here at Trussville, but Vestavia still sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Down 7 with the ball when we come back on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
based right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
We are here treating patients from every generation
Across the United States.
and from around the world. We're here for the rookies and the dreamers, trying to make a name for themselves. We are here for the achievers
Who are resilient.
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
Athletic trainers and mentors who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you.
Aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Man, what a scene here in Trussville tonight.
Got to give it to him. This is pretty impressive. You've got the scoreboard going. You've got the lights out, the red lights on. You've got lights on cell phones on the other side. Music rocking. Well done by this Hewitt Trussville High athletic department. And they're getting excited at a time, the most crucial point in this football game. This is going to be a 3rd and 7 for Vestavia. Likely 4-down territory, so if you're the Rebels coaching staff, you're thinking about what are my 2 plays that I want to run. Obviously, the first play dictates the second, and with the success they've had running the football, I think you keep it on the ground. The one thing that kind of mixed it up was that last blitz play that they ran. That was really, really well done. Either a bust or clearly some confusion for the Rebels with a blitzer running wide open. That's what disrupted that play, and so now a 3rd down, and we'll see what they decide to do.
You had a good look with the lights out inside our huddle with our guys who have laid it all on the line tonight.
We'll see what they decide to do. Got to think either you're going to run it right at him, or you're going to give Taft something where he can get out to the outside, get to the open field and have a run. Can I throw it down the field, or have an option to tuck it and keep it myself?
All right, line them up. Carson Purdy is back there with Taft. Third down, 7. One of the biggest plays in the game. Handoff is to the big guy, Carson Purdy, and Purdy gets a first down. Close enough.
It is right at the sticks.
Give it to him, ref. Come on. Gonna be a yard short.
6 yards. 1 yard short of the line.
Had a bad angle up here. I thought that looked like he picked it up, but now a huge 4th down. And look, run back at him. You've had success. Let's run right down back at him. That was a great run there by Purdy.
It's 4th down.
All right, power formation out of the gun though. Look over. Josh Franklin sends in an audible. Play clock's at 8. 7 on the play clock. Handoff to Taft, right behind the big blockers. He gets up to the line to gain. It should be a first down because he made it all the way to the 30. They give him the first down, move the chains. There you go, first down, Vestavia.
And you see the power there from this Hewitt defense. Woogie Crawford, been waiting to say that name all night, on the tackle for the Huskies, but a good job again by Vestavia up front. You talked about it, lining up in a power formation and just bringing your quarterback downhill. There's more runners than they can block, and a good job by Taft of getting forward and getting past the line to gain.
It's that point of the game where very few of the defense is setting down anymore. They're on the sidelines cheering on their offense, trying to get the equalizer here. 10:45 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Down 7 Vestavia, but they're in Trussville territory with the first down. We're going to get a procedure penalty.
I think Coach Evans got a timeout before that. He clearly, something they didn't like about that look, and Coach Evans calls a timeout right before the play.
Right before they got the delay of game penalty. So a Vestavia timeout. We'll keep it right here to reset the stage for you. Man, both offenses put together a couple of drives here in the second half. Unlike the first half, which was fragmented offensively and really dictated by the defense, both offenses have done a great job here in the second half, but this half has flown by.
It's flown. And it's because both teams are running the football. They're doing a good job of keeping the ball on the ground. Vestavia's run it 28 times for 126 yards. Hewitt has run the ball 49 times for 240 yards in this ballgame.
This will be a good chapter in our broadcasting book one day when we tell you the behind-the-scenes stories of this one. Just for those that want to be on the inside, since we have a second here, my headset doesn't work tonight, so I can't hear what I'm saying, and I definitely can't hear what Chad is saying.
And when I do try to say something, I'm staring at him and trying to scream into his ear. So if it's a little hot tonight, guys, we apologize. We're doing the best we can. But yeah, this has certainly been an adventure, and hopefully it's been good. And fortunately, the product on the field has been outstanding, which will improve the way whatever we sound like.
And it's because I stepped on a cord. These Vestavia students did a fantastic job. It's my fault, the reason we don't have a headset tonight that's working. But it's more fun this way because we've seen a great game. Taft with the football now all the time, swings it out near side, very patient to Purdy, positive gain, and you got to give it to Charlie Taft here for not pressing the issue of taking what he's given tonight.
And that's about the 5th or 6th time Vestavia's tried to take a shot down the field. It's just been so well defended in the secondary by Hewitt Trussville. There's just been nowhere for the Rebels to go.
Trussville player is injured on the Vestavia side, so a long run by the trainers over to take care of him. He is now up and working his way off the field. That is Parker Floyd.
Yeah, that would be a huge loss for the Huskies if he's not able to come back in. And again, hopefully he is, because just an outstanding player, an outstanding young man that we saw play quarterback earlier in this ball game. And I think they'd love to play him more at quarterback, but it's just so hard to try and go both ways at this level of football. And so you worry about something like that, an ankle or something going awry. He is walking off, fortunately, got a little help, but walking off on his own power.
Yeah, hopefully it's just cramps, but maybe it's an ankle or something. But hopefully he's get him a cold drink and get back in there good very quickly for the Huskies here. All right, 10:25 to go. Second, 5 yards. Make it 4 yards to go for a first down.
2nd and 4.
Vestavia in those crisp white uniforms with the patriotic red and blue striping down the side. The red headgear tonight on the road. Hostile territory, packed house, Husky Field. Down a touchdown in front of the student section of the band. Here comes a flag in, and we get a procedure penalty right when that band cranked up.
It's the type of thing you can't afford for the Rebels. You got to be able to, what I was about to say before that play is by getting such a nice gain on first down, that gives you so many options on second down and allows you to continue running the football. Instead, you get that procedure call, and now it's 2nd and 9.
Need a big play here to get it back. Let's go. 2nd and 9. Ball back at the 30 now. Trying to drive for the game-tying score. Handoff goes right up the left side. They're leaning on Carson Purdy heavy now.
And if you see what Hewitt's defense is doing, they can see what we can see, that clearly Vestavia's just going to try to run it right at them. So what did they do? At the last minute, they shifted, they pinched everyone in, and ultimately had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage. That's a hard formation to run against, even more difficult when they shift to it at the last minute.
Okay, another injured player. This one is cramps. That's Antonio Wynn for them. That's cramping up. Looked like it was hit both of his legs that time. It is a hot night. I know there's a cold front coming in, and it's been cooler than usual. But when we got here this afternoon on this turf, the turf temperature, somebody had a thermometer out there, the turf itself was hovering right around 100. It's cooled off a little bit in the last few minutes, but it was a hot, humid night to start this game.
Yeah, and especially you think about how long these guys, with all these running plays, just how long they've had to stay on the field and continue to make plays for these defenses. That'll get to you eventually. And look, that's the kind of thing you train for in the summer. Ultimately, cramps are going to happen regardless of how much work you do. But what you hope is the training you put in back in June and July really pays off when you get here to late August, early September.
This drive continues now. Big third down play coming up. When you're down 7 with 10 to go, it's definitely 4 down territory, right?
It absolutely is. And I think certainly on this drive, but the rest of this game, you're probably in 4 down territory depending on how things play out.
All right, Taft is going to put Purdy to his left side here. Laws is up top side. Now we send the tight end in motion. Taft is being flushed out of the pocket. Spins and throws one up for the end zone. Guy slips and falls. The ball falls to the turf as well. Man, open momentarily was Luke Stubbs, but he slipped on the turf there.
Yeah, Vestavia fortunate there that ball was not intercepted. Stubbs was going to have a chance to go up and try to make that play. He got behind the defender for just a second, but really good recovery by the Huskies secondary.
The pressure, though, is what made that a tough throw for Taft.
Right, and now you would expect him to bring pressure again. 4th and 8, the Rebels have to go for it here.
It's
4th and 8 with sound effects going off with 10 on the play clock. Band playing, 5 on the play clock. One more shift, 2 on the play clock. They get it off. Pressure coming, Taft throws, incomplete. Incomplete.
And that's a situation where ultimately this Trussville pressure has been building and building and building, and finally on that last drive it finally got to the Rebels. But you go back, it was that false start penalty that really changed that entire set of downs. You had a 2nd and 3 or 4 and a chance to really be aggressive. Instead, or 2nd and 4, it dropped you all the way back to a 2nd and 9, and that's when that allowed Hewitt Trussville to really peel their ears back and kind of take off after the Rebels, and they were able to execute defensively.
Vestavia fans trying to encourage the defense now for one stop. Let's see what they do with their pace of play here. They're coming off of a less than 1 minute drive. Floyd on the keeper. Everything was going left. He came back by himself to the near side, and he gets 10 yards and a first down.
That's a really good start by Hewitt Trussville on that drive. The one positive about that long drive for the Vestavia offense is, for the first time in a while, this Rebel defense should be rested.
Let's see if they play it fast or if they milk the clock a little bit. They're still snapping it quick. Big guy on the keeper for them, and he goes nowhere. That is big James Kelly.
James Kelly, the ball carrier.
Rush Harper on the tackle for the Rebels.
Ball out to the 41. Arundel also in on the tackle. Clock at 9:05. 25 on the play clock. Now they're going to try to milk it a little bit because they like to play fast, but right now it's to their advantage to let this clock tick down. Coach's son, smart there to back away. Sends a man in motion. They snap it. Floyd on the keeper. Got an open tackle. Great job corralling him. And we're going to get a big 3rd down here. That was Daniel Richardson on the tackle.
Yeah, he read that one perfectly, shot into the backfield, and that was another one of those plays where if you're not able to pull him down to the line of scrimmage, there was some open grass for Floyd to run to, but a really nice job, really nice read, and then a wrap-up tackle by Richardson.
Good job, Daniel. And here we go, 3rd down and 7. See if we can dial up something special here with that Rebel defense. They're bringing some people on the blitz. They do a draw play far side. They got a first down, and they got a lot more. And once again, that's number 2. That's Austin, and he's rumbling.
Here's Austin, the ball carrier.
Dialed up a little pressure, and he escaped out the left side.
Yeah, and if you bring that pressure, you have to be able to get him in the backfield. And what it was flow right by Floyd show, and then go sprint draw back to the backside.
They snap it rather quick, which is a good thing for us. That is number 11, C.J. Davis with a run. Man, they got so many backs they can run at you.
And
so much talent.
That's what the challenge is you just don't know where, not only how many guys they have to run it, but you have no clue where they're going to line up on any given play.
This time it's Floyd up the middle again. That freshman sticks his nose in there, gutsy run. It's a first down.
Stop made by Owen Wilbanks.
And that's the type of play, and it's hard when you're late in this ball game, but you want to get him at that point of contact, and instead Floyd, the freshman, just picked up another 3 or 4 yards fighting forward.
Senior Owen Wilbanks with that tackle. Came into the game leading the Rebels with tackles. Handoff Austin far side. This time he's going to get inside the 20. We've got a player down with a cramp now. Couldn't see the number before he went down. Man, if you ever had cramps when they hit you like that, he went down hard.
Nice job by Warren Martin on that tackle for the Rebels. Still trying to see
7:17 to play. TV's going to take a timeout. We'll take one with him. It was 24 that cramped up for the Rebels. Rush Harper. He'll come off, but TV's taking a timeout. We'll take one too. This is the Rebel Nation Sports Network. 21-14. Trussville leads it over Vestavia.
We've been building and remodeling homes in Vestavia Hills since 1986. That's back when shoulder pads weren't just for football. This isn't just where we work, it's home. We live here, we raise our families here. Our kids all wore the Rebel jersey under these Friday night lights. That's why we care so deeply about what we do. Quality, craftsmanship, and community, that's what we're built on.
All right, set the stage for you. 7:17 to go in the game. Trussville up by 7, and they've got the football. 2nd down and 8 to go. Defense has to bow up right now, Chad.
Yeah, so far tonight, Owen Wilbanks, 14 tackles. Nick Williams, 13 tackles. Paxton Usry, 11 tackles. And you need a couple of guys to show up and make a couple more. And it's the risk here. How aggressive do you want to be? It's 2nd and 8. For Coach Evans, you're getting in the spot where you've got to take a chance. You've got to bring pressure. But the last time they did that, Trussville was able to break one out the gate on a draw play. So it's such a – you're kind of weighing it. And the whole time you want to be able to sit back and just kind of make them go slowly. But you're getting into that part of the ball game where you may have to take risks that you might not necessarily want to do.
They keep their big back there with them, and the handoff goes right up the middle for close to another first down. That's Austin. He's the guy that's had the big run. In fact, when they've needed yardage, it's been Austin they've called on. Big 3rd down play coming up here. 3rd and 1. Would be shocked if they didn't go to Austin again. Stop a play here for something. Vestavia is going to use that to substitute a couple players in.
Paxton Usry and Rush Harper come back in the ball game for this big. Oh, they're going to say it's 1st down. They're going to give them a 1st down, so that's why they stopped the clock, and that allowed Vestavia to adjust. So now it's 1st down and 10 at the 12-yard line. Hewitt can get a 1st down at the 2.
Thought they marked it short for a little bit. Ended up making it a 1st down and a new set of downs. Keeper with Floyd this time, and Vestavia is there. A whole host of Rebels making the stop.
That's a nice job of the Vestavia defense. I think what you're going to have to do is really kind of fight, pinch in there in the middle, try to take everything away from the middle. Certainly that play. Now what you make yourself susceptible to, obviously, is anything that bounces to the outside.
Arundel and Harper, a couple of the Rebels in on that tackle. Game clock's down to 6:30 and running, as they do something they don't like to do, and that's play slow. Quarterback draw here, and plenty of room towards the end zone. Touchdown, Trussville. That's Floyd.
And that was a design pass play. He had a deep route down to the outside, wanted to try to go deep into the end zone, had a couple of routes to the right side as well, but I think he just read it, saw that it was A, covered pretty well by Vestavia, and B, there was open grass in the middle of the field. He just took off, and a smart play by a freshman quarterback, and he gets into the end zone.
I mean, he's freshman in school, but when you're a coach's son, of that kind of coach who's such a great offensive mind, you know he probably knows that playbook backwards and forwards. And then that's just an instinct play.
That's an instinct play. That's understanding the game of football. And how about this staff? Because, look, they talk about it every night at the house, right? They have such confidence in him. They have not changed this offense much at all tonight with the freshman quarterback. They've just kind of ran what they always do, gotten it to the playmakers, and trusted Floyd to make good decisions, and he's done a good job tonight.
All right, 6:10 to go here. Vestavia, not only do they have to score, now we got to score quick, and then we got to get the ball back. So what are some things we can do to score quick? What do we look for? What are some of the things we do well that could get down the field quickly?
The challenge in doing that is that Vestavia hasn't been able to throw the football, right? I think if you're going to throw it, you're going to have to try to work the flats and some combination routes to the outside and hope something breaks open. But the reality is there just haven't been many open receivers so far tonight for the Rebels, and that combined with the pressure that Hewitt's really gotten in this second half, that's what's made it so difficult for the offense. If you told Coach Evans about halfway through this fourth quarter you'd have them at 28, you'd have them under 30, I think he'd probably take that. The challenge is you just need a little bit more from this offense and haven't been able to get it. But I think we'll see how this kickoff goes and where the ball comes out. But Vestavia's got to take a shot. Even if it's covered, you just have to take a shot down the field. You're at that point in the ball game.
Who's our best guy to go up and get the ball? Like, even if he's double coverage, who's the best guy to go up and fight for it and grab one?
Yeah, they've tried that with Stubbs a couple of times in the thing, but again, Laws had that great catch down the field using his speed going to the outside. I wouldn't be surprised maybe you put those guys on the same side and let's run some kind of combination there and see if one of them can scrape open.
It's been a hard-fought game. If you remember, it was 7-0 and Vestavia answered. Then it was 14-7 and Vestavia answered. Now 2 scores down. Can they get back into the answer zone? Got to get one to make it a little game pressure on Trussville. This place has been amped all night. Let's see if Vestavia can put a little game pressure on them with a drive here. 6:10 to go. Toe meets leather and we're off again. Kick heading to the end zone, but Laws is going to catch it at the 2, and here he comes. Out to the 20. Can he bust one? Nope. Corralled there at the 21-yard line. Oh, and they carry him all the way off onto the track. Some pushing and shoving, but no flags. And we'll go back and play a little offensive football.
Yeah, really surprised no flag came out there. But now for Vestavia, 6 minutes, 3 seconds to go in this ball game. You want to make smart decisions still. Don't rush anything, but you've got to be aggressive because you know, even after you score, if they get the ball back, Hewitt, they're going to obviously run that ball, try to milk it, and go score again. So you got to score, number one, but you have to try and do it pretty quickly.
They don't seem to be in a special defense yet, but they're going to play it a little softer. Taft with a little screen play. Great catch, and now run after the catch by Purdy. Boy, he caught, spun, and got into his run quickly.
And look, Purdy's not playing at 100% tonight. He has been phenomenal tonight, the way he's played, not only with that catch there, but the way, again, he finished that touchdown run, just doing a great job for this Rebel offense this season.
Clock on the run. Laws in motion, spins back around. We get a flag thrown in there, and that's going to be a procedure penalty.
Yeah, that's only the 5th penalty for the Rebels so far tonight, but the ones they've had have been pretty critical. Obviously, that one there, you get a nice gain, you pick up a first down, now you go right back to a 1st and 15. On the prior drive, you got down to a 2nd and short, got a penalty, and then there was a holding call on a kickoff return that was a big loss. So just some key penalties for the Rebels tonight at inopportune times.
Not a lot of flags in this game. It's been well played by both sides, but as you said, the flags have been critical. One eye back. Fake the handoff. Taft rolling out. Plants. Now he's got to avoid the pressure. Now he's going to run it. Sets up a block and works his way out to the 36-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
And Taft's taking some shots tonight. Now you got Grayson Harper down at midfield. He hops up, but he's hobbling off his left ankle.
Time is out for the injured player.
Harper not able, is that Grayson Harper not able to put any pressure on his leg?
Number 8, Grayson Harper.
In a lot of pain. They got about 50 more yards to get him to the tent there. Long way to get to the injury tent on the near sideline. Wow, I missed the penalty. What was the penalty?
Called.
There was a penalty on the previous play. The penalty was holding against Vestavia.
Oh, man. So that's a really tough one there, holding against the Rebels. So instead of being about a
penalty, the ball is placed at the
3rd and 7 or 8. They're going to push them all the way back to a 2nd and 20.
All right. Coach Robert Evans is looking at the officials.
Let's back up. It's a first and 20.
That's what he wanted. Okay.
Right.
So was second for a second. Now it's 1st and 20.
Correction. 1st and 20 at the 24.
The other fun part about tonight is that the PA speaker is right behind our ears. So it's been helpful at times.
It has for me. I mean, I can't hear anything, but it has for me. Here we go now. 1st and a long way to go. Little chunks, but the play and the game clock is running. 5 minutes to go in the game. The Rebels down 2 scores, 2 touchdowns. 4-man rush, nice pocket. Sidearm throw by the baseball player Taft. Broken tackle, 1st down. Great effort from 14, Luke Stubbs.
That was such a good job. Taft delivers a strike. Stubbs does a good job of using his hands, and then once he made the catch, avoiding the tackle, putting his foot in the ground, and then getting north and south to pick up that 1st down.
Boy, these athletes that Vestavia has, and you got Taft, who's a junior. You got Stubbs, that is a junior. Looking forward to next year with them as seniors, but they are gutsy players. Taft throws back to Stubbs this time. Near side, this one's not going to get a lot, but avoids a blitz coming from the near side. And it's a positive play and out of bounds.
And that tackle was made by Parker Floyd, so good to see him back in the football game.
He's forced out of bounds at the 48. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Ball is placed. 4:25, clock not running since we got out of bounds. Snap to Taft. 3-man rush this time. Plenty of time to throw, but that means there's 8 in coverage. Now there's someone on him. Taft's trying to get away. Does far sideline and gets knocked down on the far side.
That has got to be a flag.
And here comes a flag thrown by the official from midfield.
The line judge did not throw it. The referee did. The Trussville staff looks upset, but that was pretty clear.
Taft gets the flag. 1st down Vestavia right when they needed it.
Anytime you have contact with the quarterback and do anything out of bounds, you're going to have a little extra attention there.
There's a personal foul signal from the official.
It was a personal foul against the Huskies.
Gives us a little life now. 4:15 to go.
After the penalty, the ball is placed at the Hewitt Trussville 30.
If you can score, by nature, this team practices onside kicks, a variety of them all the time. It's a low percentage play, especially when everyone knows it's coming, but they practice it a lot and they're really good at it. Let's just get a touchdown and take a shot at it. Do have 2 timeouts too if we're forced to play defense. Got to score first though. 1st and 10 now. Game clock running at 4:10. Taft can't avoid the pressure this time. He goes down way back at the 42-yard line.
And Zach Laws running a route just got blown up by Woogie Crawford. He's now down at the 25-yard line. He was in his route going for a break and just got basically a forearm to the chest.
2nd and 20 at the 40.
It looked like it was, again, in that 5-yard area where you can make contacts, but goodness.
Timeout for the injured player.
That's Laws that's injured. He's not one of the guys you'd want to be injured. He gets up and he's coming off the field.
And that was good pressure by the Huskies, but it just goes back to these Rebel receivers have not been able to get open in the secondary. Hewitt's playing man-to-man coverage. They also have safeties in the backside to defend anything that goes deep, and just no ability by the Vestavia receivers. Coach Franklin's done a good job of running some rubs and getting them clear, but it's just really good play in the secondary by Hewitt Trussville.
Clock will run because of the injury stoppage, so we're inside 4 minutes now. Vestavia is huddling with the clock ticking. Fake the handoff. Taft throws it out near side and dropped. Intended for Cole Holly.
Yeah, that ball just in and out of his hands. Took his eyes off it a little too early. but it's, again, even when you need to go a little deeper, having to take those short passes just because it's, especially in this type of situation, you're looking at a 3rd and 20. So what's the defense going to do? They're going to play soft in the secondary, try to keep everything in front, which makes it difficult to throw down the field, so you have to take those shorter passes.
All right, need a couple of plays, either a chunk and take a shot on 4th down, or let's get a big one right here. 3rd down, 20 to go at the Trussville 40. 3-man rush, Taft throws it, complete. Man, what a catch. 14 Stubbs over there, man, he's got great hands.
That was an outstanding catch, doing a good job of coming out of his break. The ball was almost there as he came out of that break, put his hands up, made the catch, and that gives the Rebels a chance on this 4th down play. Bryce LeMaster's going to come into the game. Carson Purdy's going to go off. So LeMaster at quarterback, Taft at running back.
Trying to pick up 8 yards to keep the night alive. They're going to take a timeout, Trussville is, because of that change, and they'll go over all the scenarios they've seen on tape of the 2 quarterbacks in there at one time.
Yeah, this is the play of the game, right? If Hewitt comes up with a stop, then that's it for them. John, let's go to the poll. I think you had a graphic that shows the 7A poll from this week, and want to just talk about this matchup. Obviously, is number 4 versus number 5. It's a big-time matchup in Class 7A. And you look at the poll: Central Phoenix City 1, Thompson 2, Hoover 3, Hewitt 4, Vestavia 5. Mary Montgomery out of Mobile is 6, Opelika is 7, Auburn is 8, Enterprise is 9, and Dothan is 10. You look at that poll right there, that has 4 teams from Region 3. That has 5 teams from Region 2. Only 4 of those teams can make it. So 9 of the top 10 teams in this state are from Regions 3 or Regions 2. And this year in the playoffs, for whatever reason, the AHSAA has Region 2 matched up against Region 3. So the best 8 teams, 9 teams aren't even going to be able to get in, despite the fact that they're probably a top 10 team. And then the best 8 teams in the state are going to play in the first round, which is a wild way that we set this up in the playoffs. There has to be a way to power rate these teams with those 2 regions being so good.
A guy from the outside looking in, how come you don't have it seeded?
Absolutely.
Play 16 and 1.
Yep.
Forget the regions. All right, here we go. Play of the game. 4th down. Taft goes down. Pressure was there, and Trussville will take over and try to run out the clock.
Yeah, just another nice rush. Good play by Woogie Crawford getting in the backfield. And ultimately, as this game wore on, that Hewitt defensive line just did a really good job of getting pressure, getting in the backfield. And then ultimately, that offensive line did a good job of kind of leaning on this Vestavia defense that's played really, really well here tonight. So we knew it coming in. This was an outstanding, very talented Hewitt Trussville team that was going to make some plays, had great athletes, and they did that here in this ball game. But just going back to that poll, Vestavia's a top 5 team. They're that good. Hewitt's also that good. I mean, this is an outstanding, these 2 outstanding football teams here tonight.
They're going to hand it off and get that clock rolling. Pressure from Vestavia, tackle for a loss. It'll be 2nd down. Choosing not to use a timeout there, you got 2.
A nice tackle there by Nick Williams. And for Hewitt, you're going to use all that play clock. It's at 30 right now. The game clock's at 2:55, so you're going to let it run as long as you can. You're going to let that clock run, and then you would expect after this play, assuming Vestavia gets a stop, they'll call that timeout.
This will be the last time that the clock will tick down before Vestavia uses the rest of their allotted timeouts. 2:35 at the snap. Floyd on the keeper. He's going to work his way to the 35-yard line. That's where he'll be stopped. Timeout Vestavia with 2:28 to go.
Timeout Vestavia.
Boy, if you're Trussville, Jack Floyd, you got him for the rest of this year, and then with all this experience, you got him for 3 years as a starter. That's got to make you feel really good.
It's incredible. I mean, look, he's obviously a freshman, and there's things you can see that show that he is. His size, obviously, he's going to grow, he's going to mature, but he's done everything you could ask of him to do tonight.
But truthfully, that's how we felt last year with Taft, right? We watched him grow up throughout the year, and we knew we had him for 2 more years.
It's incredible how much growth you've seen from that first year starting to the second. And again, you hate it for Nick Benedict going down his senior year. He's a guy who had waited his turn to get an opportunity to play, but you can tell Jackson Floyd, the Floyd kids are pretty good at playing quarterback, and you can tell Jackson Floyd's going to be an outstanding quarterback.
Were you surprised that when he took the job here at Trussville, his ties to Gus Malzahn, who was then at Auburn, that he would still be here, that he wouldn't, that maybe he would have joined Gus in the college game at UCF or gone to a different high school, back to Arkansas.
Yeah, really surprised. He's put down his roots here. I mean, obviously, all 3 of his kids are going to go through there. And, I mean, he's got, look, 3 more years, 3 more of some outstanding quarterback play to watch his youngest son.
Play up the middle as they fight. I hear whistles blowing, so they'll blow at stoppage there and get a timeout with 2:20 to go, and we'll have a big third down play coming up here to decide it. But I think that you look around the facility here, they built the practice facility with a cover on it that they keep lit so all the visitors can look at that. And the new stadium here, the beautiful press box. They've got a softball facility here and everything. Much like Vestavia, the best of the best, so why would he want to go anywhere else?
This is as good as you can get in high school football. We mentioned the brand new turf. They've got the video board down in the corner that's phenomenal. They've got the covered practice facility across the street. Their press box has full-on skybox in there. I mean, they've got a full kind of suite area over there. They've got the bench seats. That softball field that they're building, that's going to be the nicest in the state of Alabama, maybe in the Southeast United States, for a very, very successful softball team. And they have a really loud PA system that works very well. So why would you go anywhere else?
Yeah. And that's, Robert Evans, who played at Vestavia, but even if he hadn't have played at Vestavia, it's his home. He would have said the same thing about Vestavia. He'd have been like, man, you're telling me I can go coach at Vestavia? Yeah, I'll take that job. Now, it just happened that that's his school.
Yeah, and these are 2 incredible coaches. These are 2 incredible programs. And just talking about this is high-level high school football, and it just goes back to the playoffs. We've got to find a way in Class 7A to seed these guys. The teams are too good. And, again, you can argue back and forth about how many teams from each region should get in. But the reality is if 2 regions are that much better, then they should get more teams in, and they should have better seeds going forward. It makes no sense for the teams from the best 2 regions to beat each other up in the first round.
Here's a fact, and I've covered this sport a long, long time. AHSAA, they're slow to change. We've watched the NCAA change a lot over the years. They should speed up their change here and get this right, especially at the highest level here. All right, here we go now. Punt, and then Vestavia will get it back. Defense did their job to keep us alive. They tried to get the block, had a shot at it. Kick goes off, hits the turf. Not exactly what you wanted. Goes out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Probably only cost us about 7 or 8 yards.
And got into the backfield on that rush. Had a chance to potentially get the block there. Did not dive for it. Probably the smart decision. If you dive and you hit the punter, obviously the game is over. So pulled up, but a good roll for the Huskies. And that'll put Vestavia back at the 23. A long way to go for Vestavia needing to score, get the extra point, get an onside kick, and then score again to tie this thing up.
Baker Huntley into the game, and some guys who are going to try to maybe make a big play down there.
Yeah, and for Coach Evans, he's just going to put it in there and run the ball. And it's been one of those nights where you just haven't had much success being able to go down. The likelihood of being able to score those 2 touchdowns would be very, very difficult. So they run the ball there on first down.
Yep. Got a new lineman running in, substitution at the right tackle.
And part of what goes into this decision-making is just how beat up this Vestavia team's got. I mean, this has been a physical football game. You seem to have gotten out of it okay. Maybe not any injuries. You just don't want to make a decision not to risk that here at this point in the game.
LeMaster with it. He's going to run it now. Fights his way through. What a gutsy run. Open field. Big run out to the 43-yard line. First down. Minute 25 to go, and LeMaster, who does a heck of a job when he's running this offense, lowers his helmet, breaks through the line, and gets the first down.
That's a great read and recognition by LeMaster. Major Weaver in the backfield at running back.
LeMaster again. He's going to hand it off right up the middle.
Major Weaver
Bull road into the turf here.
Stopped by Basil Alapsi.
That's Major Weaver on the carry for Vestavia.
2nd and 8 at 46.
A minute left in the ball game. Yeah, LeMaster's a guy, look, he's very talented, throws the ball really, really well, and we've seen this offensive staff use him early in the ball game, and they're going to early in the season. They're going to continue to do that even more as the season goes along.
LeMaster plants, going to swing it out to Weaver. He catches it. He's got to avoid some tackles. Will not be able to do that and lose his yardage on the near sideline. 35 seconds, clock running.
And we've said it, just watching the way this Hewitt team runs the ball. This is a talented defense. Again, they've given up a total of 7 points in the first 2 games. Vestavia puts up 14, but just not going to be enough here tonight.
Yep. Do not have to run another play. 15 seconds to go. Handoff. Weaver with it. Works his way out to near midfield. They'll blow it dead, and the clock will expire, and Trussville wins it 28-14.
Yeah, and you can see the emotion on that sideline, and on Vestavia's sideline for that matter. Both of these teams knew how big this ball game was coming into it. These are 2 outstanding football teams that were off to very good starts, and ultimately Hewitt just came in, did enough here in the second half. Went to the into the first half, tied 7-7. And now you end the ball game 28-14. Hewitt with 409 yards of total offense compared to 249 for Vestavia. But what really jumps out at me is just the way that they ran the football. Vestavia had 36 carries tonight for 144 yards on the ground. Hewitt Trussville ran the ball 62 times for 317 yards. It just outstanding, and it didn't matter which guy it was. They put so many different guys into the backfield, moved them around. Deuce Alston, C.J. Davis, and then the freshman quarterback, Jack Floyd, did a good job running the ball in his own right.
Man, what a game. 2 great programs, and I mean, I'm new to this. Maybe we get to see him again somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know what could happen in the playoffs and the way that comes around. But what this does is, because of how things are set up, there's only 4 teams from Region 3 that are going to get in the playoffs. If you win this first game, that puts you in the driver's seat for Hewitt Trussville, A, because they go to 1-0, but B, because they've beaten a team that's going to try to catch them. This makes next week's game versus Hillcrest huge. It is a huge game for the Rebels because now it's just a mathematical equation. You have to beat more teams than you lose to. Vestavia goes to 0-1 in region play. Then they will have Hillcrest coming to Thompson-Reynolds Stadium next week in another region game, and the Rebels will look to get even in their region record.
Final thoughts here. You see a great shot there from our student crew of Robert Evans talking to his Rebels as they finish the handshake line. What's he going to tell them right now?
He's going to tell them great effort. I mean, these kids played their tails off tonight. They were physical. They played hard. Ultimately, Hewitt just had a little more than the Rebels did, made more plays than the Rebels did. I think defensively, Vestavia did a pretty good job. They got the turnovers they needed. They got the 4th down stops they needed. Offensively, they just couldn't make those plays when they needed them. Couldn't quite convert on some of those drives where they really needed one more play, one more play where you needed to execute a little bit better. The Rebels just weren't quite able to make that play and to get that extra first down and to cash in those drives. And so what you do now is you say, hey, that one's over. It doesn't matter. Let's move on to the next. We're 2-1. We're off to a pretty good start. Let's try to get to 1-1 in region play.
Proud of our kids. Whether you're the parents of the football players, the band, the cheerleaders, the students that put on the broadcast, the students that came to cheer here at Trussville, they represented Vestavia well. Losing effort tonight, 28-14 on the scoreboard. But I don't know if we ever lose when we're on the road. Good-looking bunch of people here at Vestavia and a good trip here to Trussville. And we're back home next week. It's going to wrap it up here. Oh, great job by the crew, and we appreciate you all watching, liking, and giving us a thumbs up on YouTube if that's where you're watching us. Don't forget to visit the websites, buy your Rebel gear, support the team, support the sponsors, and we'll see you next week for the entire crew on the Rebel Nation Sports Network.
I'm Jarrell Horton, Band Director here at Vestavia High School.
And I'm Heather Palmer, and I'm the Associate Band Director.
Our show is called One Short Day, and it is really just a collection of tunes from the Broadway show Wicked. And the movie was very popular last year, so we thought it'd be a great idea to bring some of that interest to the halftime show this year.
We're gonna have all the fantastic colors that the show and the movie have. Also, there might be someone being elevated, I don't know, playing an instrument. So you'll just have to tune in and find out.
The Mattress Fundraiser is one of our longest running fundraisers. I think this is going to be our 13th year.
I think so.
And over the course of that 13 years, we've raised $85,000. So we're hoping to add to that $85,000. And it seems like the weirdest thing ever to come to the high school to buy a mattress, but it's really awesome.
The sale is on September 6th from 10 to 5, and the location is the old gym.
This year, we've been invited to the National Cherry Blossom Festival, and there's a parade that happens in Washington, D.C. every year. So we're going to be performing in that in April, and we're really, really excited. So there are also individual opportunities that we give students to help themselves fund for the trip. So any way that you can help any of our individual students make their way on that trip, that will be awesome. Ms. Palmer and I have been a part of the Vestavia community for almost 22 years, and we have had an awful lot of support, families that have just been there for us and allowed us to be the kind of teachers that we feel like we could be and serve in the best way possible. So it would be fitting to just say thank you for being so supportive and helpful to us as we just really tried our best to create good opportunities for the music students here at school.
Right when I toured Stanford's campus, I immediately felt a communal atmosphere and environment.
A lot of parents, they're looking for a place where their children can come, they can continue to grow in Christ, they can feel safe, and they can be encouraged and motivated.
We promise them that when they come, they're going to be surrounded by people who love them, who help them to find meaning and purpose in their life, and who really help them to flourish and become the men and women that God is calling them to be.
Out of every place that I could have gone, this was the place for me.
This is Coach Robert Evans at Vestavia High School. I want to personally thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. We appreciate your support, and go Rebels.